create my own dynasty. A new rivalry, it emerges ever so silently. But I got fight in me, so I'll squash anything that's trying me. I'm like, me versus you, I hope that you know what you're getting into. I got nothing to lose, so you better watch out, can't predict my moves. I'll make you irrelevant, I don't stop till I'm at the top settling. I live here like a local resident, and you know I ain't selling it.
I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss. Cause I am not someone that you were born to cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss. Cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss. Cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross.
Round two, I gotta screw loose. I'll work all night if it's what I gotta do. Who needs sleep when the caffeine's brewed? I don't fatigue, I just have to move. I don't work with others, they just slow me down and my progress suffers. It's not you, it's me, but really I just work much better when I'm free. I don't do things for the hell of it, I do things that I do for the benefit. I make moves that'll make me relevant. I've been telling them, you just gotta work hard, play hard, punch that race card, move fast, take charge, do that, make art, move past fake cards, lose that hate card, and never give up when the gun goes, race start.
I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss. Cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss. Cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss. Cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss. Cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross.
Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance, get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertold, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You're pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Kenny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC or superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz.
I'm extremely excited.
Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz Rantz.
First, good morning. I'm going to pace myself here. Good morning. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I have been studying all night. I was not invited to the PP show last night. My heart was broken. That was a clusterfuck. It was a waste of time for a lot of people. But I want to go ahead and break some stuff down for you guys. One, this is going to be a live stream. Obviously, we're live. But it's also Connecting the Dots Part 11. I believe it's part 11. If I already have part 11, guys, then make this 11.2 or 11A, 11B. I don't know, and I don't care. I'll rename it later. Part 11 or 12. We are celebrating the fact that Bed Bath & Beyond broke 30 cents. Touched down to 29 cents and some change. And I mean broke on the downside, guys. I told you it would hit 30 cents. Nobody believed me. And now we're at 29.8. Currently sitting at 31.27. I am telling you guys, this is happening in real time. It is a complete fire sale. I know what's happening. And the fact that everyone out here is giving you lies, don't worry. This live stream is going to be long as shit. Guys, if you like Marantz Rants, and you guys like to hear this shit, it's going to be long. But if you like PP seeds, yeah, I'm sorry for you. Because here's what I'm going to do. After I do what I'm doing here, what I've been looking at right now this morning, been racking my brain. Guys, I don't know who doesn't dig. I don't know why they don't do it. It's their investment. It's not mine. But I dig all damn night and day just to try to explain what's happening, right? And when I find a piece that connects all the dots, I literally jump out of my skin. And I'm out of my skin right now because I'm going to play PPC's stream from start to finish today. Yes, I'm going to play it at 1.5. Yes, I'm going to pause and critique it from time to time. And why am I going to do that? Because I wasn't invited. PP, you need me? I don't need you. No, I don't need to go on your show. Don't worry. I just say that shit, guys. I'm not going over there. No. You guys don't deserve the info I'm about to give you. You guys deserve to lose every dollar you don't have. But I'm with you. Plug it in, guys. I'm going to explain to you why I'm listening to the show. I'm going to explain to you exactly what I just found or what I was researching last night, and then it hit me over the top of the head. But let me tell you, this is without a doubt a fire sale. They are selling off assets of Bed Bath & Beyond right now. Why? Why are they doing this, Marantz? Please tell me why. I will explain. Before I do the Bed Bath & Beyond talk, just to get this disclosure out of the way right now, AMC, welcome to the death match that you're in called Nothing. AMC, if you guys don't know the court ruling, that judge is smart. The judge went ahead and ruled that they are not representing all shareholders, just themselves, Alameda. So what do? They say no to the 7.5 shares for every whatever you have. Every 10 you get 7.5, whatever the hell they said. Who cares, right? We know that they weren't going to put out more shares right now. They went ahead and suspended it. The ruling, the video that I did a couple of days ago, disregarded now because, well, the judge went ahead and voted in the other direction. So they're going to review some stuff. That conversion's still not going through. The reverse stock split's not going through. But Bed Bath & Beyond, I got something for you. All right. So there. I said that part about AMC. Blah. This is a Bed Bath & Beyond live stream today, guys. And all those guys who get together at night and they all look around, they're all right there rubbing each other and they're all talking to each other and you got 9 guys on a live stream. Let them have it. Let them all say the wrong information. I'll be the guy to tell you the truth, okay? So let's go down and see what I found. It's crazy. It is. All right, so it might be more crazy than me. It might not even be anything. It might just be a nothing burger. Here's the full screen, guys. Excuse me if I don't read your chat today. Just as of now, I won't be reading the chat because I'm going to get through this piece. I'll get to the chat when it's time to get to the chat. And funny, I will see your chat. You know, if there's something there at me in it, so it'll go yellow or orange or whatever on my screen. But I mean, I read you guys' stuff. You guys are all celebrating the 3 dimes. You're saying you can get, what is this? Bed Bath & Beyond shares for 3 dimes. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Go buy 1 million more. Why not? Nobody else is. All right, here you guys go, okay? So, Bed Bath & Beyond. Let's see if this, no, not this one, trust me. Right here. Bed Bath & Beyond stock. Can a $120 million merchant agreement save Bed Bath & Beyond? I'm going to tell you no. Okay, this is Hilco via Restore Capital. And you'll see it right here. Bed Bath & Beyond has received another lifeline, this time from Restore Capital. Gave them $120 million, and this is the consignment deal that they're doing. Guys, let's just establish how this is not a good thing. Everyone out there wants to tell you it's bullish, this is great, they're giving them money, who would do that, why are they doing it? Okay, Bed Bath & Beyond sells $1 billion worth of merchandise a quarter. What's 120 million? Nothing. It's virtually nothing. But it's leverage as in to say, I'm going to get paid. More people are jumping in on this side to make money somehow, some way. Minimal risk for Restore Capital, okay? With the maximum gain. What's the maximum gain? The fact that the actual margins for the inventory they're giving up, Bed Bath & Beyond's not going to make a single dollar. They're already down 20% on margin because of their coupon structure, right? They always want to do a coupon. That's their loss leader that gets you in the door. But in addition to their coupon, now you're going to go ahead and pay additional fees for this merchandise. No, you don't pay it up front. It rotates through. But who the hell is Restore Capital? And why don't you know what they do? I had to go look at Restore Capital and do my homework on them because I want to know who's their parent company, who's the board of directors, who's everything. But Restore operates as an investment management company under Hilco Global. Hilco is huge, guys. Hilco Global has like 30 companies. And when you start reading into Hilco Global and how they make money and how they plan this out, that's where I went into Linens and things. And you guys saw me show you this the other day, but I really looked into it this way. Gordon Brothers Retail Partners, okay? Now read this really good. The bankrupt retailer with Linens and things will be sold for about $476 million to a liquidation group, including Gordon Brothers Retail Partners and Hilco Management or Merchant Resources and Hudson Capital. The same three people. Guys, I can't make this shit up. Okay? Now, when you look at these three guys, the Gordon Brothers Retail Partners, their actual founder, I believe it's not Ian. It's going to be this guy, Michael Keefe. Michael Keefe. Oh, I'm bad with names, guys. Oh, I'll tear them all up. I don't give a shit. Right? He was there. He was a senior executive for Gordon Brothers. Okay? Senior executive over the years, and now he's over here. But when I started reading up what they've done, his notable clients, and remember this, these are all for merchandising transformations. Montgomery Ward, Sears, Walgreens, Radio Shack, Dick's. The minute I read Dick's, and of course Hudson Bay Company. Now Canada's Hudson Bay is different than Hudson Bay's capital. And it's different. Hudson Bay Company is totally different than Hudson Bay, the investment guys into Bed Bath & Beyond. But I want you to know that connection there has Apollo written all over it. And if you don't understand that, we'll get to it. It's the Catalyst Group. There's a whole nother route we can go there. And I'll show you everything if we have to. If I have to start Googling, we'll go. But I'm just showing you this guy right here is still part of that deal. But read that, Dick's Sporting Goods. Remember I told you, I'm paying attention to Dick's Sporting Goods for a reason. Because Dick's Sporting Goods is a massive retailer of sporting goods, right? But they took everyone else out. And I was trying to figure out who was selling off pieces and at what point. And I had to go dig, guys. I had to dig, but I found this guy named David Griffiths. David Griffiths here works for, I believe it's pronounced Weil, right? But works for Weil. Help me out here. He's a partner. But when you start reading into this dude, okay, I love this guy because I learned a lot about Apollo CROs by reading up on how they restructured these Chapter 11 proceedings. If you guys do not know about Apollo CROs, they're chief restructuring officers from Apollo. Like I'll give you an example, okay? And it's not even queued up. We're going to go Mark, remember I told you this guy? Bellingson. Mark Bellingson from Apollo. That's who this guy is here. He's board of directors of Apollo. He's on the board of directors for Athene. He's been on the board of directors for 29 companies. This gentleman here. They put him on multiple boards everywhere they can with Apollo. And as you read, you'll see the low Cineplex. That's AMC before AMC. That's what that was. That's who sued Regal Cinemas and got them to go ahead and go bankrupt this past year. If you don't know this part, watch the other Connecting the Dots. Now, when you read in here and you see he's been the CEO of, or the CRO of Caesars Acquisition Company, which he's on the board of directors, and he was just finished with that. He's done Neiman Marcus as well. He did Fisker Automotive, Abbey. I mean, there's so many companies he's worked for. But Westinghouse Electric Company, right? So he currently serves on that board. So anything he touches, this guy's an official board of director at Apollo, guys. Multiple companies for Apollo. All he does is Apollo things. Apollo pays this man, okay, per month, just to vote along party lines on the board. I know some stuff. But here's what I want to show you. We'll go back to David. So David, and as I read this here, David has been actively involved in the restructurings of Westington Electric Company. Well, there's one Apollo group, right? The CHC Group, Ltd, Golfsmith, MLB Global, General Motors. I just keep going through, right? Uno Restaurants, Citibank, DIP financing agent. He's the DIP agent. And he does all this stuff, guys. This is what he does. And it says here, David represented Apollo Global Management in providing debtor in possession, DIP financing for LATAM Airlines and HPS Investment Partners. Now, do you understand who this guy is? He represents Apollo Global Management, okay, as DIP financing. But look at the companies that I listed. Westinghouse Electric, I just showed you who their board of directors, the official board of directors for Apollo are on that board as well. So that's Apollo. But look at the one that just stood out to me like a goddamn bat, bro. It just looked at me and it just went, Golfsmith. Nobody knows who Golfsmith is? Are you sure you don't know who Golfsmith is? Golfsmith named Sue Gov as CEO. I'm telling you guys, I know exactly what these guys are doing right now. And it's because of Hilco. Hilco gave it away. I was like, what are we talking about? Hilco and Restore, right? Hilco Global Management. These guys, not only are they part of the playbook, when you bring them in and you have the three firms, you have Gordon Brothers, who's already Hilco now, Hilco and Hudson. They did it to Linens and Things. And Apollo was the company. They spent $201 million for a stake in the company. And they didn't even have a loss because they were willing to do this, okay? And I'm going to show you guys something. Do you know how much they backed on merchandise back then for Linens and Things? $1 million. Huh. It was just for show. It was just for show because they were really already pushing through that actual bankruptcy, guys. It's terrible for people. It's going to happen. There's no doubt that the Chapter 11's coming. Because they ran out of money. So here you go. The firm buys Linens and Things brand for $1 million. And so the intellectual property of Linens and Things, a former Apollo Global company, has been acquired by private equity from Hilco Consumer Capital. So the buyout value is originally 1.3 billion buyout value. So for more than $1 million. So it's crazy what they did and how they did it and how they all partnered up on this and how they make money on it. But when you start buying your merchandise and you start allowing it to go through Hilco, know that Hilco and Apollo and Hudson have all worked on a deal before, and it was on the rival of what was Bed Bath & Beyond. So, I start looking at things. I go over here to Apollo Global Management. They just came out March 13th with their presentation for their annual shareholders meeting. And I went ahead and looked through this whole thing. It's 60 slides long. This deck is nice. It's beautiful. I wish I could make one just like this, right? And as I go looking through their deck and I read line by line and they're showing me things, tell me why. Tell me why. Why? Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Right here, they're going to show you investors mistook the last decade's performance for investment acumen. And as they show you the companies in the last year that are on their radar that they're paying attention to, you see Pinterest, you see, what is this? Snapchat, Wayfair, Vimo, Coinbase, Block. Oh my God. Apollo puts Bed Bath & Beyond on their chart. I know, it's just a coincidence. They could have put anybody on here, but they put Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's on their radar. But as we go through, we're going to go ahead and go all the way through this. As I was reading. Oh, the key drivers. I was reading right here. Guys, you guys want to remind me of something, okay? Select clients, it says SoftBank Group. I want to know, because in one of my videos, if you guys can go back and see it, I don't know which one, but there was an executive that worked for SoftBank. I have to go through all of the connecting the dots. I have to find out because I found the connection between Hertz, SoftBank, and Apollo. And Apollo, dude, these slides are real. They're really good, informative. I read the whole thing. But I just want to know why they put Bed Bath & Beyond in their slide. I mean, they literally put it on there, but it's cool. We'll just leave it at that. Because I got another thing for you. Hey, PP Seeds and the whole crew, you guys that don't understand why you don't want to take money from Restore, right? The $120 million, because now you're leveraged and you're already leveraged. You don't even have that money. You don't have any money at all. You guys don't have a single dollar. Did you see Running with Bears? Shout out to Running with Bears, guys. Not only did he go on to PP Seeds stream last night, he literally told them the company's going bankrupt. It's done. They have no money whatsoever. They have to do an ATM. And if you do the ATM, right, the at the money offering, what's going to happen with your shares is you have to sell them at 30 cents. And they can't sell them at 30 cents, right? Don't worry. I'm gonna explain that part too, because it's gonna be laughable when we watch this shit together. We're gonna watch the show together. By the way, this was featured on Apollo's home website. It says paths to partner for women in private equity. So how do you become a partner in private equity if you're a woman? Well, you can just be called Sue Gove. Believe it. Now, I was reading all the filings, guys. Oh my goodness, there's a new one on the 6th, an amendment. What is this? Brand new? What I miss? BlackRock. Don't tell me BlackRock sold. Tell me they bought more. Tell me they bought more so I can tell these guys how stupid they are. Shared. Representing certain shares. If they bought more, it's going to be so great. Because that means these guys don't know a damn thing. Boom, boom. Oh, yeah. So the beneficially owned. Did they sell them all? They sold everything but 1.5%? Did BlackRock just sell? Oh, this is great. Did BlackRock just sell? Somebody tell me if I'm reading that right. Because if they bought, I can explain. But if they sold, holy shit. Somebody quick, get on the case. That just was released right now. Did anybody see this right now? Thank you, Marantz, for keeping up. You provide so much information, it's hard to argue. I know it is. It's going to be very hard to argue. Somebody go tell me if BlackRock just sold their Bed Bath & Beyond shares. Or if they bought 1.5% more, I'll gladly tell you. But it doesn't look that way. It looks like they sold. Yeah, they sold, right? I think I read that right. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Marantz is right. Put your back into it. No, I got to know, man. Did I read that right? They sold, right? No. Did they sell? I got to read it. I got to read a different way. New customer ID. Yeah. The reminder of the cover page information right below. See, I like it in the other format. I don't like this format because then I don't read it right. I like the one that tells me, here we go. It's B, right? Check the appropriate box for group member B. Sole voting power, boom. Okay, good. So if they bought 1.5 in row 9, yeah, but I like the other sheet. They bought it, right? Go look for the filing. Yeah. They sold on the 31st? No. You guys aren't listening. I got a different way of looking at it. You know I do. That was me just looking at their balance sheet. I like to see it happen. Like, I don't like to read it that way. I like to see the percentage in my head. I'm different. Y'all. I'm different. Don't worry, guys. It's a live stream. No edits, no cuts. It's going to get really good right now when I start playing this video by these knuckleheads. Now, see, they don't show me the transaction yet. They don't show me a buy or a sell there. And they should. How about, you know what I hate? I call it finance, and then they'll be like, finance. Oh, God, I can't stand these finance. Ever seen these grads? BBBY, bro, get the hell out of here with this shit. I don't want to try nothing for free there, Apollo, okay? This is Apollo right here. I'm on Apollo website right here called Yahoo. Maybe you guys know it. Bed Bath & Beyond. Why? Bro, this website is slow as shit. BlackRock, they still have it. They're still there. Institutions hold, the insiders hold less than 1% of the shares. Don't I know that? I saw the list yesterday. It was embarrassing. Oh, man. Will you hurry up and load already? This page is Yahoo. You guys has to stop this shit. All right, let me see. They sold 331. Why didn't I see that either? Inside of transactions, the top institutional holders. I thought it would be here if I did it that way. But not, I want institutional major holders. I want to know if was it just 1.5%? BlackRock, there they go. Yeah, but they had 12 million then. And they're already down to 6 million. So they did sell half their shares, right? That's what that was? Dumping? Somebody said they were buying? Idiots. Yeah, so they had 12 million, whatever, and they sold all the way down to 6. Yeah, that's great. There we go. That's great. That explains a lot. Now I know what you're saying about the 30th. Yeah, 6 million shares. Got it, RP. Thank you so much. Their last filing was released in February, and they had 12.5 million shares. None let out. Okay. Perfect, because they dropped below under 5%. Yes, I get it. Awesome. Don't care about wooden spoon. Check this out. You guys don't even understand what just happened. By that filing, what's going down with them. Okay, so I'm going to explain all this in the parts when we talk about the show, when they're talking and I'm reacting to them. That's going to happen right now, by the way. Okay, new owner for Linens and Things, LNT. If you look right here, Galaxy Brands Holdings has acquired the intellectual property of Linens and Things from Gordon Brothers and Hilco Company, Infinity Lifestyle Brands. Do you know who Galaxy Brands is? Do you guys even know who this is? So, this is all history. This all happened before. Because I want you to know they've done this deal before. The company filed for bankruptcy in 2008, having been saddled with debt during an earlier buyout from buyout equity firm Apollo Global Management. Do you know who owns this company, Galaxy Brands? The Carlyle Group acquired a majority interest in Galaxy Brands Holdings. So it's Apollo to Carlyle, and you already know how this works. Everybody makes money but you. Golfsmith. No way Golfsmith and Sue Gov are together. And that's the whole deal by this guy, Apollo Global Management. Yeah, I know, man. Just no way. No way that happens, man. So I had to go in here and I had to read what happened here. Westinghouse, that's Apollo, by the way, and its affiliates, a global recognized nuclear power company, in its unprecedented Chapter 11 cases involving liabilities in excess of $9 billion. You wait. Oh, I like this one. I like this one, baby. You know, the melody, the music, it's really nice. It's really nice. Who's on Dick's Sporting Goods board of directors? I know. I already told you who it was, and I already told you how it went. That was in another part. But look at this. Not only did they file Chapter 11, and they sold off $160 million in global assets, which included the U.S. Bankruptcy Code 363. I already told you, ain't 36 Mafia, 363 bankruptcy sale. Dick's Sporting Goods is what they did. And to several liquidators, including Hilco. Listen to me, guys. Sue Gov. Sue Gov is doing this on purpose. The partnership with Hilco for $120 million on inventory is nothing. You guys don't even know what's happening. I'm telling you what's happening. She has done bankruptcies before. She's not a savior. She came in to sell off the shit. That's why they put her there. She's the plant. She's the plant. You think they just showed up? She's been there since 2019. Oh, she's just on the board of directors. Oh, we got rid of Mark Trenton. Guess what? Now we put her in. This is what they do. From the mouth of a CRO that I've interviewed myself. Well, they put us in because we're the good guys now. After everybody already made all the mistakes, they put us in, and now we look like we're just going to make some moves to do what's right for the company. No. It's all true. If I were lying to you, if I were telling you this, like I've talked to a guy, interviewed a guy, and you think I'm lying, then why am I right? Then why is everything I'm saying is happening? You know what's even more crazy? They keep thinking it's a SPAC. Or they keep thinking, oh, David Caston, he's a SPAC guy. You know what just got released, you SPAC son of a bitches? Let me tell you what just got released. There's a SPAC out here that I keep telling you guys about. I'm paying attention to called APGB. Okay, Apollo Global Strategic Capital number 2. This is APGB. All right, this SPAC company here. If you go and look at this SPAC company, they were released. They have had massive increases via Hudson, Citadel, and you tell me who's putting in money here and why. Now, when you look, they had a date, okay? This is Bed Bath & Beyond. We're not going over that one yet. We're not going over that one either. We'll go over this one. This is right here. They had a date of when the SPAC was going to expire. I told you what it was because they actually got an extension to it in February. From February to May was the date, okay? May 12th. I told everybody this SPAC expires May 12th. I think they could merge it together with Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. I'm just saying. Why are they posting money? Guess what just happened yesterday? They're proposing to extend all the way to February 12th of 2024. One more year. They got the extension on the table, and it's going to happen. And you know what's crazy about the whole Bed Bath & Beyond thing? That these guys go live and these guys talk about it, and they don't know a goddamn thing about it, is when you look right here at Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm looking at the pressing that just came out from SuGov. How you doing, hun? Yeah. Oh, we need to do a reverse stock split, guys. We need a 10-to-1 and a 20-to-1. One of the two, and will be determined at the discretion of the board. Okay, discretion of the board. But no, your second proposal is the same as what Adam Aaron and them did. And what is that? That's the reverse stock split proposal. Insufficient votes. We can do it again. Permit further solicitation of additional proxies. That means keep voting until it gets passed. That's what's happening with this stock. And the vote is going to go May 9th, 2020. You think you're going to make it to May 9th? Okay. I'll sit here. I'll wait with you for another month. That's what the 120 is getting you, right? Another month? Okay. So as you look at this, and I hope you guys read this in detail because I went through this whole damn thing. You guys think I was just silent last night? Hey, PPCs, let me tell you something, bro. Not only was I cutting the grass last night, oh yeah, manicured the whole lawn, front and back. It's going to be posted right there in the Discord just so people know that I work for a living. And I'm out there doing the lawn because I'm a gardener. I'm a son of a gardener. I'm a son of my grandfather owned a gardening company. And let me tell you, man, I'm out here cutting these weeds and I'm listening to PP Show the whole time. And I'm just like, these guys are fucking idiots. I can't even, I didn't, of course, I'm just letting them talk. But when I heard they brought on Houston Wade, what a waste of time for Houston. I felt bad for that guy because he went on there, he said some shit, and then they just ignored him the rest of the show. They're like, oh, this guy, oh, whatever. Remember, they don't know who he is. If you've ever been in GameStop and you don't know who Houston Wade is, well, then were you ever really in GameStop? Houston Wade got famous right there by saying, oh, hey, who was the guy who said that everything's short? Yeah, that guy. They don't even fucking know who Austin Tobit is. They literally skim over shit and only know one stock that they've ever read. Bed Bath & Beyond. Guess what? I learned Bed Bath & Beyond in like 2 days because I had been talking about it for, I don't know, maybe 6 months. But 2 days, really get deep into it. It's not that hard. He's like, oh, we really got Tendy Barron's Discord. We really have to dig into these filings here. This filing right here is not making that much sense. Let me tell you what's going to happen here. We're going to do a reverse stock split, okay? And it's going to be 10-to-1, 15-to-1, or 20-to-1. No matter what it is, we now are going to increase the float with the capability of 900 million shares. Hold on, guys. Let me get this right. We have to vote for a reverse stock split or we go bankrupt. That's Bed Bath & Beyond. Sounds just like AMC. They have to vote for a conversion or they go bankrupt. They have to vote for this. And the reason we have to do a reverse stock split is because your stock's at 29 cents. We'll just call it 30 for fun. And your stock's at 30 cents. So you can't get anything out of it. There's nothing left in it. If you reverse it 20-to-1, that's going to have your float's going to be, oh, don't worry. I have the diagram here. It's going to be awesome. Watch this shit. I have it all here because I want you guys to see this. And I already read through all this bullshit. Look at this, 900 million shares. Oh, it's going to be great. I hope people read the fine print, like what you're voting for. You're voting for your own demise. You're voting for your death. I'm going to make this bigger just for you guys. Right here. All right, guys, listen up. Reverse stock split. If we vote for it, 10-to-1. Okay? 15-to-1. 20-to-1. Doesn't matter. The number of authorized common is going to be 900 million. That's after the vote. This is what you are asking for. You are now taking your number of shares down to this amount here. 16 million, 11 million, 8 million on each category for the company itself. The company itself will be having this. This is your authorized amount to dilute your stock. 800 million shares no matter what you do. 800 million. Let me explain it to you guys. The stock price is 30 cents. You go 20 to 1, it's going to be worth $6. Okay? They now have the ability. Remember, they took away 20 shares essentially. And I'm just talking about, they're not taking them away. It's still yours in equity wise. But you're going to be at $6. They're now going to dilute that $6 by what? What's it from 16 million to 800 million? You tell me what that is. That's the whole goddamn, I mean, this is outrageous. And it's going to be for a 20th of what you have? You're crazy. Guys, if you vote this shit in, it's done. It's done. It's a suicide note. There is no way out of this. Either you vote yes or you vote no. If you vote no, it's bankruptcy. You vote yes, you're gone. How do you not sell? How do you sit here and think it's going to squeeze? 20 to 1 reverse stock split takes you to $6. Now what? Gonna put that shit out there. 868 million shares. Oh, you don't think so? You don't think so? Have you seen how much money these guys need? Hey, run it with Bears, run it back. How much money do they have? 0. This is crazy, guys. And you know what's the most wild part? That, hey, Beb, to be honest, I know you guys don't know this shit because you guys like live in a box, but this already happened. This already happened to AMC. It's happening right now, and I explain it to a T. 1.5 billion shares coming down to 150 million shares, and now in turn is going to go up to 550 million. Oh yeah, it's already happening over there. This shit's different because you guys are 30 cents. And then I got you copy. Don't tell you so. You wrong. I got this guy telling me that the stock's gonna increase by tomorrow, by the 10th, right? There's a apex cycle coming through, guys. Bad to be honest, is gonna take off. Where? Hey, PP, I swear to God, oh man, I was cutting the grass, bro, and I'm just going, and I felt like laughing. And my neighbor's probably looking at me. It was like, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? P seeds. This fucking guy. Oh my God, these guys are ridiculous. Oh, they're gonna lose everything. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna die laughing. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. All right. I have a friend who didn't listen and bought 1,000 shares of Bed Bath & Beyond at 60 cents. He's not happy. I told him to watch your channel. Robert Landa, good luck. Good luck. Bring him here, man. Let's do it. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to go look at this stock follow the floor. Not this great one. That's that SPAC I think they might partner up with. What do I know? I'm just a guy with a dream. I'm just a bill on top of the hill. Look at this shit. Bro, you gotta, hey, guys, you know what we used to do? We go to a hill like this. If you ever saw a hill like this when you're growing up, well, when I was growing up, okay, this is how much fun we had. All the kids out there will know, my kids included. You guys are listening to the show, check this out. So we had a hill out like by the park or whatever, and we'd take our cardboard. We'd take a big piece of cardboard, and we would just slide down that hill. And that's all the fun we'd have for our day. Talk about a workout. Wonder why we were in such good shape, bros. Fucking fat ass kids now just sitting there playing video games. Look at this shit. $30 to 30 cents. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. No way, 99%. Ain't nobody gonna lose 99%. There ain't no damn way. Hey, y'all. Welcome back. It's another video of Goldsmith International. Goldsmith filing for bankruptcy, selling off assets. Oh, under the skies of Apollo. No way. Are y'all serious? I'm serious. I'm not delirious. I'm serious. Hey, nice to meet you. My name's Sirius. YouTube. Hey, guys, excuse this right now. This is about to be painful. It's about to be PPCs. I don't watch you, PP. I just don't. I do watch it. I didn't even watch the whole show. It played it through. Wow. There you go. Hey, PP, you borrowing all this time. Can we get to the studio? Hey guys. Hey, motherfucker. Hey, there's a lot of cussing. So I apologize right now, guys.
Running with Bears, for those of you who have been watching the
We're
PP show
1.5.
or like the PP show or Beyond Uranus from way back in its heyday, Running with Bears was a guest of ours that we brought in. Hang on one second. Sorry, my dog tends to get very excited very happily because he has a very good dad.
So corny. Hey, my cats, they're beasts, bro. They're ready to fight your dog right now. Free Max.
So our dogs have very good parents. Our dog gets really excited. He fucks with the blinds back here. So without further ado, we have, like I said, Running with Bears coming on. Fantastic dude, good friend of mine. Can he sometimes be bearish? Yes, he can. But overall, he means good. He is an accountant, so would love for him to come on. Also, Gregeth, I see you saying hold up. Before we leave tonight, we have to make sure chat reminds me to show Gregeth's meme that he made. We totally fucking forgot last time. So let's look into that. So let's start with legality. No, I am not a financial expert, nor am I a financial advisor.
Oh, shit.
You should never use anything off this video to attempt to trade off of. A lot of this is speculation. A lot of this is opinion, and a good amount of it is entertainment, believe it or not. So, we all love the company, clearly. We all have some form of investment in the company or whatever it may be. We like getting together. We like talking about it, man. It's no different than me bringing over a couple of pals to my house with a few beers and just talking stocks and talking about life, man. So with that being said,
You're bringing pals over to his house having drinks. We know what they're doing. PP seats, man. You got a face only your mother could love. I love it, though. Keep going with your show, man. It's going to be so fucking awesome, bro.
Keep that in mind. Do not use any of this information to trade off of. Again, I cannot reiterate it. Nobody here is a financial expert. Okay, this is degen literacy is what I would say. So let's go ahead and start the show. I'm glad to see everyone here. Wow, 240 people already. Holy shit, it's gonna be a wild night. 5 minutes into the show.
Oh man.
So let's get started. Let's go ahead and bring in my pal ABC. Everybody, give him a warm welcome. How you doing, man?
Give him a warm welcome. Like, this guy acts, he's backstage right now. I've been on the show, guys. I'm backstage. You just click on the link and then you wait right there and then they bring you in and then you're like, hi. Hi, I'm on the camera, but I'm not backstage. I hate it. Oh. All right, guys, coming to you live, direct from the backstage. Marantz Rantz.
How are you, bro?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Another crazy day in the land of BBBY.
Yes, surely it is. I mean, it's I did see an AH fucking run. I don't know if you noticed that. I think it was like a 7-10% run.
He said an after hours run on Bed Bath & Beyond. A run. I think his definition of run and my definition of run are totally different. This dude, bro, I run marathons, bro. There he was driving. This fucking guy.
After hours, which was pretty interesting in my opinion. Right after that document dropped, we started running it a little bit in after hours. Is it a run? Not really. It's a small little tick upwards, but it's a 5. I think it was like a 5%, almost 7%, closer to 10%. A small little increase in price.
10% would be 3 cents, guys. Let's just get that out of the way right now. 10% would be 3 cents.
Man. So tell me, ABC, did you get a chance to read this new filing? Did you see the new short squeeze mentions and things like that?
Yeah, I'm still going over it. There's lots to digest there. There's some neat little coincidences again, in the sense that this proxy party worked with GME. And we just found out that they actually worked with Newell as well. So it's wild, just all the connections that are going on.
Right.
There's so much, my man. I mean, I think this is a smoke.
This guy is just too much, man. This proxy party worked with Newell and GME. Morrow Sadali, that's all they're a proxy company. They've worked with everybody. What are you talking about? This is ridiculous. I hate it when they tie them two together. Like, you didn't even have to say that part. But ABC is dying to tie GameStop to Bed Bath & Beyond. It's a goddamn nightmare. It's a crime, actually.
Screen like I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And I ultimately feel very, very sorry for the shorts, because I think there's going to be a very painful lesson. When you start seeing filings mention short squeezes and naked shorts, that means they've got enough evidence to literally prove stuff. So
I don't understand what this guy knows. That means that they have enough evidence to finally prove stuff. Have you ever been a part of a short squeeze? Have you ever seen what's happening? Like, they really need to study other stocks other than the one they're in. This guy has absolutely no knowledge whatsoever. I don't know where the hell he came from and why he's here, but PP had another show called Beyond Uranus, where apparently him and his partner didn't mesh well. Go figure. And so he started his own show over here. So that's his whole gathering. That's his whole following. He brings them over. And that's why it's, when they say, and by the way, PP, I just want to put this out there. I'm not here to compare. Yeah, I am. You're like, oh man, so fast. I got monetized in 2 months, and we got 1,000 subscribers in 2 months, man. I know somebody else who did that. I do. But I also know somebody who didn't start with a head start, like had a previous show and a whole following on Reddit. A guy who just started from scratch. But in 2 years from now, where are you going to be? You going to start another show? Start another thing? What'd you guys talk about on that last show? Was it Bed Bath & Beyond as well? You've been here the whole time and I didn't know it? This fucking guy.
When you start seeing that in government documents and filings and stuff like that, that gives me an indication that we're on the right track.
Right. Yeah, man. The filing that came out was bullish in my opinion. Now, the only thing that does, I will reiterate this, is the only thing that...
I know you're still viewing the chart. I'm viewing the chart. I just have this playing in the background. I don't want to watch these guys. I don't want you to watch. I just have the sound playing until I hear something I got to say. Or if you want to see them, you let me know. I'll put them up on a little screen somewhere. I'll make a little screen for them to match their little size.
That worries me is within that filing, it states that there is no what is it? Fuck, I'm looking for the term and I'm spacing. They're not holding anything that is not public knowledge, for instance. So that's something that needs to be out there and said. But it could just mean that they don't have a filing in order for anything that could possibly disrupt the stock and get it to start moving very violently. They did state they do not have anything in terms of that, but that doesn't really hold back possibly what could be actually going on behind the scenes. And the filings may not be there. We could still have an MA, still could have an acquisition, could have a full-on turnaround, we could have an or we could have a some form of a takeover as well. So I don't really know, man. Everything is so confusing in this stock. I mean, the tons and tons and tons of filings, man, have just, it's, we're retail, right? So it's like, we don't have these big fucking lawyers and shit who decipher all this stuff and read through it. So sometimes it's a little hard, man. Sometimes it takes time, to get everyone, all these brains together to really understand like what the fuck is going on, So, and even then, I don't even think we have a grasp on.
You don't have a clue what's going on, PP. Even then? What do you mean? You don't have a clue. I've already told you what it is. I've spelled it out. I've showed you all the players. Literally, Sue Gov is part of private equity and a bankruptcy, divider or whatever the hell. That's what she does. That's every company she's ever touched. There's no turnaround here. It's done. I don't think you understand. Dave Caston comes in. He's only a bankruptcy lawyer. Mergers and acquisitions, that's exactly what that means. You don't have to go bankrupt to go bankrupt. You literally can get over leveraged. That's what it is, a leverage buyout. These guys come in and buy it out. But the Hillco deal right now, with Restart Capital, you don't even know who you just slept with. They do. They've done it before. Golfsmith, Bed Bath & Beyond, Linens and Things, they're all the same. This is easy. It's rinse and repeat. This is traditional.
On the potential what could be happening. So yeah, man, I am bullish. I can get psyched out from time to time, but I'm in the...
What are you bullish about? 29 cents? Bro. Oh my God.
Play. I've made my financial decision, and me personally, I would like to see it through what happens. So that's just my take on it.
Excuse me, my man. Even the consignment too, right? I mean, there was $120 million there. The consignment aspect really kind of gives us some more breathing room in terms of the inventory and stuff, and it almost gives you a peek into the future, because that's how Amazon builds a lot of their businesses, through that kind of consignment model too, right? So we may even be getting a peek at the future in this.
This is crazy. This is not the future. What company do you know runs it this way? You cannot compare yourself to Amazon. You're on the brink of bankruptcy. You're one heartbeat away. You're redlining, and you're going to say this is how Amazon did it? No, this is how Linens and Things did it, right? How about all the other companies that they helped into bankruptcy? Did you read them all? Crazy.
I'm going to go ahead and bring up Chart Exchange so we can look at some data. We'll tell you guys, like I said, we do have some guests that are going to be on today. We do have Ignoble, who's going to come in here, maybe share a little bit of information. Fucking Carter, I gave him a link so he can come in at any time. Carter, if you're tuning in, the link is in your Reddit account. Feel free to utilize it, man. And yeah, let me pull this up for us, and let's take a look. So yeah, man, the after hours was interesting, man. Did you see that, ABC?
Yeah, I think that's more of a push up after hours. There's less volume, right? And then what happens is in the morning we'll see another attack. That's traditionally what we've kind of seen over the past week, is a little bit of a raise after hours, and then obviously we wake up, the market opens, and we see a nice big red mark for the rest of the day. So
yeah,
it's tough.
Someone asked in the chat, where's Pete? I think Pete's chilling today, man. I don't know. He's more than welcome to join in at any time. I'd love to hear his opinion. I think Pete is really bearish right now, man. Pete, I think, is a little bit worried. And look, let me reiterate something is, I was rewatching the stream, watching a lot of your comments and stuff after the stream. I rewatched it. And, a lot of people were getting at Pete, for, oh, why is he worried about his investment? It's 800 shares. But look, guys, some people can't afford to lose money. Like there's people out there, Aster was one of the guys who brought in 30 shares, man. There's some people who can only put in what they can, so we should always respect the people who take the time to even come on the show, share their opinions. Yes, it can be fucking bearish at times. I agree. I don't.
Did you just say respect somebody's opinion that has 30 shares? Like, bro, if I had $6 on the play, okay? I mean, seriously, if I had $6 on the play, you gonna respect me? I might want to go buy Bed Bath & Beyond right now. I swear to God, I will. I'll put $10 in, bro, and I'll have 300 shares, whatever the hell it is.
Don't think Pete has really looked too much into a lot of this stuff. I know he does his reading. Pete's a very smart guy, but again,
what do you mean you don't think he's done too much reading into this? He literally spelled it all out for you. He said everything. Pete's probably the smartest one on this show, and you're gonna downplay Pete? Fuck you, man. Pete's my guy. Pete says it. Pete tells them they're all stupid. This is ridiculous. And everyone trying to tell you that Ryan Cohen handpicked Sue Gov. This is ridiculous. He did not pick her. She's been here since 2019. They put her in place of the strategic committee because he was putting his people in place. And they go, no, hold on. We got somebody who's going to be in charge of that. Sue is a straight up killer and not on your side. Oh.
A lot of people miss a lot of these things, man. And if he's worried for his investment, he's worried for his investment. I respect the dude. I love the dude. But yeah, man, just remember that, guys. People who invest in this company, whether that be 100,000 shares, 30,000 shares, 5,000 shares, 800 shares, 50 fucking shares, it doesn't matter. What matters is that they're investing in the fucking company. They worry for their investment, and that's okay. So I just wanted to put that out there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at chart exchange today. Let's see here. All right, so I was actually looking at this earlier at work, and let's see here. Total off exchange, 66%, man. Okay, 57, and then EdgeX, we have another 7 right there. Wow, that's a lot of fucking volume, man. Like to put through the fucking dark pools, man. Off
yeah,
exchange.
man.
So, as we see here, of course, like I said, with the 66%, total short volume reported, 56 fucking million, man. Wow. Holy cow, man. Borrow fees is something I really wanted to focus in on.
Guys, 56 fucking million. That's a buy and a sell. 56 million represents, split that in half, around 26 million shares. Okay? Exchange hands. And if that were the case, that wouldn't even be 5% of the float. Or maybe it is 5%. Who knows? It's nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't think they're prepared in their heads to understand that they have a float of 430 million shares, and it's going up even higher than that right now as we speak. They're literally selling as we speak. And they don't understand it. They can't understand it because it's what happened with AMC 2 years ago. I was there. You weren't, PP. You weren't. Nor were any of your guys because you guys are not smart enough to figure this out. What happened 2 years ago with AMC, the float was crazy. It was so high because people were not factoring in the dilution. They didn't know how to factor it in. You don't know how to factor it in. That's how I knew they were diluting with all the volume you've had in the last 2 months. And I make the video. I said, you're diluting right now. Nah, you're fucking wrong, bro. Leave the professionals, bro. What happens? The hearing comes, the filing comes out. I guess we're at 420 million. Yeah, I guess he was right. Yeah, you don't even say that part. Marantz, I'm sorry that you were right. No, I don't even get that. Nor do I don't even want that.
Okay. This typically would look like, holy fuck, we're literally fucked, right? I remember we looked at this the other night. I think it was Monday night when we were here. We were like, holy shit, right before the stream ended, we saw they had like fucking millions of shares, right? This number earlier was, about 6.2 million? And then, obviously what they did is they borrowed some, but they didn't borrow all. Now, I am very bullish that they are not taking all of the shares to continue shorting down. It sounds to me like they possibly...
Sounds to me like you don't understand what the hell's been happening for the whole rest of your lifetime on this planet. There's always shares to borrow. The fact that they don't take them all, every time they got to take them all, no, they take just enough. And everyone else comes in and more shares show up every hour, every 30 minutes. Are you kidding? I used to follow GameStop's shares to borrow every 10 minutes. I used to show them. Look, they just took this much. They just took this much. Who cares? Doesn't matter. None of this shit right here that you're looking up and that you're trying to explain matters. Because the company doesn't make money. It's over. Why don't you understand? What the hell? Oh, they're going to, I think something's going to happen. What's going to happen? Who's coming? No one's going to pick up this bill. They're not going to pay the debt. They're not. They're going to let it fail on purpose. But while they let it fail, while they do everything wrong, they're going to get in the position. They're positioning themselves. I want everyone to understand this. In bankruptcy, okay, you lose all power when you file for Chapter 11. When you file for Chapter 11, you then turn the power over to the attorneys and the judge. But before you do that, you have that power. You have that power to say, here's where my assets are going to go. Here's where I get to spread it thin. 120 million to Hilco is great. Let's get that in. Oh, you think it's just straight in? It's a revolver. You don't think you're going to pay it back? You don't think how this works? You think they just give you money for free? Right? No. People don't give things one-sided. They get something back for it. Once they give up this power and go to Chapter 11, it's then in the judge's hands. And I'll let you know how that plays out. But when you find out everyone's in the cookie jar and retail is not even in the fucking kitchen, you're going to lose more than you already have. And you've already lost 99%. All of you. Marantz was reading the 10K. What do you think about the slowing of the output of new games? Austin, are you talking about GameStop today? Talking about GameStop, bro? I think you should shop at GameStop. I think you shouldn't worry about GameStop. I don't think GameStop's even, I mean, don't worry, we're going to touch on it because they touch on it, but don't worry.
May not want to, short this thing into oblivion. A couple guys on the Tendy Baron Discord, I believe it was Tendy Baron who even said it himself, and he said to short at these levels is literally absolutely suicidal. So,
so why does the price go down? Because it's not necessarily shorting, is it? It's called selling. They're selling. It's literally coming down. You think it's just shorts can knock down the stock? How about I just keep selling? We'll list it lower. Yep, just down. Just list it down another tick. We're on the RSI. Tick it down. Don't worry about it. On the uptick.
I don't know, man. To me, I'm bullish that the CTBs, are the fees going down? Yeah, they are.
And I said the RSI. I meant the SSR. Guys, it's going good so far.
But the fact is that they're not borrowing every single fucking share available to short continuously. Oh. Another thing I want to reiterate is that reg show, man. Okay, reg show. Yeah, some people will say it's a fugazi or this and that, but the reality is that reg show is a good indicator that they cannot get off of reg show. They continue shorting and there's no way out for them. That's my opinion, man. You can call it a fugazi, whatever you want, but we're gonna see some fucking covering if they want off reg show. Yeah, so just keep that in mind when it comes to fucking reg show, man. I have not seen any fucking real type of form of covering on this stock. I could be completely fucking wrong. Can we get Roach on? Man, if Roach wants to come in, he's more than welcome. Let's go ahead and get in here. Let me send him a message right now. Let's go ahead and bring in Ignoble Victory. I think there was a couple things he wanted to share with us. That's right, ABC, right?
Yeah, we've been back and forth for a couple days now, and sure. He's hot on something.
Let's go ahead and bring him in. Chat, welcome Ignoble Victory. Let's go ahead and bring him in.
You see page 13?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
Hey,
how's everybody doing today?
Good.
Doing extremely well. Took a couple days off, to review all the documents that got released on the weekend and everything like that. Went outside and touched some grass and, saw some sunlight. Felt great. I encourage everybody to do that and, figure out for themselves where they are in this position. As for me,
come on, man. We're off the reg show, though. Come on, bro. We got to get off reg show. They can't fucking do it, man. They can't fucking do it. That's why I'm here. I'm here because we've been on reg show for, all these nights I've been taking shots. Yeah. Hi, guys. They're off reg show. Just to let you know, last night there was no cheering. The show's over. Hey, PP. The show's over.
I like the stock.
I like
awesome, man. I would have to fucking agree with you, man. I just sent Roach a DM. If he wants to come on, he's more than welcome. Don't want to take him away from the 10D.
What do you mean you would agree with him? You buy calls and not stock. You're not buying shares. Not even at 29 cents. You don't have any money. Yeah, I already told you. A 3-day notice on your front door. And they're asking for the pet allowance. They didn't know you had a dog until you started breaking the blinds behind you.
You guys, typically when a filing comes out, they sit in there for a long time deciphering it. So, man, don't worry about the show. Worry about deciphering some of that information if that's what you'd like to do. Ignoble, man, tell us, man, what you're fucking thinking. Tell us, some of the things you've been looking at the last couple days. Anything you want to contribute to the show.
Yeah, for sure. So ultimately, I've been measuring my thesis against what's going on, like trying to remove my own biases and see what Sue and the board are putting.
Measuring my thesis. That's what he calls it. Hey, baby, can you feel my thesis? Is it thick enough? That's my thesis. All right, keep measuring your thesis, bro. But suing the board, look at him. I want to hear this talk. Hold on. Hey, guys, you ever want to talk dirty to me? Just say Sue Gov. Just say Sue Gov.
Fucking thinking. Tell us, some of the things you've been looking at the last couple days. Anything you want to contribute to the show.
Yeah, for sure. So ultimately, I've been measuring my thesis against what's going on, like trying to remove my own biases and see what Sue and the board are putting out and what their actions are telling me. And
remove my own biases. Then watch Marantz Rantz. You'll be okay, little man. Gotcha right here, Scoob.
My personal interpretation is that my thesis is still in play. And somebody has taken control of Bed Bath, and they're trimming the fat, and they're selling the fat off to people who are hungry for it. And then it looks like, from what I can tell, they're so lean right now. It looks like they're almost redlining. If you look at the 14A that got released today, they have basically maxed out their 100-ish million credit agreement that they've got, and that tells me that everything was instantly deployed. And it's for lack of a better metaphor, it's 5 minutes to midnight. I think we're extremely close to something going public here. In my opinion,
right.
Contrary to what I previously stated, I now believe that a acquirer is coming in to buy Bed Bath from whoever owns the whole enchilada right now. I think that Bed Bath is going to be jettisoned to a well-capitalized buyer. And I think that whoever owns the whole pie right now is going to keep baby and possibly roll baby into another holding company or a conglomerate.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this play, if this was so cut and dry, here's my opinion, right? And this entire fucking ordeal, this entire fucking head fucking ordeal, right? Every filing, every fucking RC, whatever the fuck, man. I just, if this company was seriously bad, okay, they would dilute and dilute and dilute and dilute infinitely.
Didn't I just show you the filing? They're going to do a reverse stock split 20-1. Take their holdings all the way down to 8 million shares. And then they're going to dilute to 900 million.
Definitely, man. They would just keep fucking diluting until there was nothing fucking left, man. To me, it just seems like they've had so many opportunities. I was talking with Roach about this earlier. Roach, I sent you a link in your Discord personally, and you also have one in here if you want to join. Yeah, man, like I was talking to Roach about it, and Roach and I were like on the same page. It's like they had an ATM for months and months, and every single time we would see the stock run, and they'd never use the ATMs. It's like, if you're so dire for cash, why would you not want to utilize those ATMs at the time? It's very, very weird. I mean, this is like, like if you look at it, it's like, oh, it looks like it's like, some form of sabotage. But I don't know, man. I just keep holding on to the fact that I think something larger, something very bigger is happening with this company. And that's why I say a lot of times, man, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't see this company going bankrupt. That's my own fucking opinion. So that's just my opinion on it, man.
So he has the definition of bankruptcy wrong in his head, because it being bankrupt is one thing. The over leverage to where you're forced to sell is another thing. It's, you ever been given an ultimatum that like you don't have a choice? So they don't have to be bankrupt to go bankrupt. Like I hate to tell it to you that way. That's how stupid these guys are. They're going to sell off for something that's not beneficial of the shareholder. They're literally selling off their assets right now. They are liquidating inventory. They are taking losses heavy. Well, they're hemorrhaging, guys. They are bleeding on that table, and no one's saving them. And these little guys that have no money on the play, that just want to talk about it like it's something good, they convinced a guy like ABC, who supposedly has money on the play, to do what? Give up his whole life? This shit's over, bro. This whole thing's over. It's embarrassing. But somebody in the chat's very excited right now. What did they say in the chat right here? Somebody said, Marantz is amazing. That's all I read. Okay, cool. Says Marantz needs to pull the chicken out of his mouth. Oh, is that the cock? Oh, my bad, bro. Thank you. So other guy says Marantz. What did they say? They talk about me the whole time in the chat. I had no idea. I wasn't even reading. PP. Marantz claims he doesn't even know Evan. Oh, yeah, I don't know that guy who said he knew me. Hell no, I don't know.
If they were going bankrupt, they wouldn't be delaying the reverse split vote.
Right.
They wouldn't have adjusted it from saying the world is ending by April 31st if we don't get a reverse split, being, oh, well, May is perfectly okay, let's go for drinks. They're basically, it sounds to me like they're chilling and everything is going exactly according to plan. I, for one, have ruled out death spiraling because whoever has these shares is not selling them. They have basically stuffed the ballot box for the upcoming vote on amending the corporate agreement and everything like that. I think, honestly, they're, from what it sounds like, reading all these documents, they know they've won, and they're letting the opposition, whoever their counterparties are, sweat. And I don't think it's malicious or malevolent, but when you look at the terminology in some of these releasings, like the limits on these new offerings, I guess if you want to say, that anybody coming in can't have shorts or naked shorts. It's basically like, we only want our friends, and we've got our boot on their neck, and we're going to keep it there until we want to end this.
I agree with you, Ignoble. And here's one of my speculative thoughts is with that ATM offering, I think what's happening with that 300 million is literally B. Riley is doing a transaction for another party. Now, my suspicion is that they're doing it for BlackRock, that BlackRock took this 300 million offering. B. Riley is
like, this is how dumb he is. Just got released. Just got announced right now. Let's debunk your bullshit. It's not BlackRock buying up $300 million worth of shares. They just sold their position. Hey, you're a smart guy, ABC.
acting as the administrator, kind of facilitating, but literally buying $300 million of shares on the open market. And ever since that announcement of the 300 ATM came out, our volume has skyrocketed. And you're looking at almost 80 to 90% buy versus sell. And so what's happening there is I think they're really, in a sense, they've got their boot on the neck of the shorts saying, continue to short us, continue to short us. Now, we have seen a little bit of short volume drop, but those naked shorts, those synthetic shorts that are now starting to appear in like filings today, I think they've got people exactly where they need to have them. And I think, we may even see this $300 million offering really kind of be the money needed in order to get them for another quarter, so to speak, while they finish up this transaction, have their announcement and spin off. So I think that was almost a ploy in the sense that, let's put out $300 million, label it as an ATM. We really don't have the shares available for such an ATM, but let's call it a transaction instead. Have BlackRock, who amended the credit facility to that same number of $300 million, let B. Riley buy it on their behalf, put them out in the market. So you're now seeing 6 million shorts?
Why would BlackRock buy in? Now they're going to be taxed even higher from the position they already had. BlackRock makes money based off of shares that they loan, when they loan shares. And they have a great way of gauging how many shares they can let out and when they need to increase and when they don't. They increased on GameStop this year. They did not increase on Bed Bath & Beyond. They decreased. They decreased in AMC as well before the split. You don't know what you're talking about.
Shares available for shorting. I almost feel like they're teasing them. Come on, bury yourself a little bit deeper here, because they have an understanding of where they are, when they're going to announce, and this is really just the icing on the cake. Again, not financial advice, but I'm really trying to look under the covers too.
Right. I think everybody is.
I think there's something there to what you're saying. I think they're letting. There's three main things going on. They're letting their counterparties burn all their bridges, because when you look at all the filings for like Citadel and Susquehanna and everything like that, the people who are the market makers, the people who are selling shares that they don't own, they're basically calling in any favor they have where they can get, and they're running out of options. Honestly,
who do they think is buying shares at this price? They're selling shares they don't own? No. They let people borrow shares and then they short the stock, but they're not naked shorting this thing. This is not a naked play. I mean, it's going to the ground, so that'd probably be a smart move. There's no one going to save this shit, guys. No white knight. Nah. Why is it got to be a white knight? Why can't it be a black knight? Martin Lawrence was one of the best knights ever.
The second thing with BlackRock, I think BlackRock is hedging. I think BlackRock is kind of reading the room, and
hedging?
BlackRock we saw that they increased their shares a few months ago, and they recalled them. I think that BlackRock is no longer sitting on the fence. They're kind of leaning off and getting ready to jump off one side or the other.
It could
the third thing is, you have to look at what's going to happen. In an event of an acquisition or a merger, there's going to be, depending on who the acquirers are, there's possibly, not financial advice, there's possibly going to be an immediate short term, 30 days or less type squeeze on whoever acquires Bed Bath & Beyond or does the official merger or acquisition. When shares get recalled, everything gets zeroed out, and there's no going back. The interesting thing is, depending on who if you have like a roll into like a GameStop, a merger between another meme stock, you can see what happened with Tesla. If anybody's familiar with the Tesla squeeze, millionaires and billionaires are made on the Tesla squeeze, right? And I think that Bed Bath & Beyond definitely has an opportunity to be a part of what's coming in relation to that. I don't think people understand how much money is going to change hands right now. My theory is that the Tesla squeeze is why we saw the total supply of printed US dollars get doubled and get infused into the banks in 2019 and 2020. I think it was too.
Did he just say this shit? Where the fuck this guy come from? He said, and I hope you guys understand it, I'm playing it really fast. The reason why there was money infused into the economy in 2020 was because of Tesla squeeze. One stock was going to ruin the whole economy. There was a thing called VID. First name Co. Get the fuck out of here.
I think it was because they were redlining after successive stock splits from Tesla. If anybody remembers, they did successive stock splits, and every time the stock kept going so high, they would split again, milking the shorts and basically making them cry. And I think that's what 2019 and 2020 was. I think we have that level of money coming towards us. If we
They did a split just like a year ago. And before that, that was the 2020 split. That's not why it went so high. Do you not know what happened in Tesla? Like, this dude just speaks out of his ass. They announced the stock split in August. They then did that stock split. They ran. They went up. They got introduced into the S&P 500 in December. November, December. That's why it went fucking sky high. What is this shit? Guys who don't read shit.
If we play our cards right, and we don't paper hand like little bitches.
Right. Yi Jin with.
There you go. Don't paper hand like little bitches. I'm a bitch, bro. I sold at $6, $5. Made my money. I'm a bitch. Woo. Don't be a bitch and take profits. No, don't do that. Don't be a little bitch. Man, I should have bought this shit right now. I swear. How much is it? 31 cents. I bet you I buy this shit. I got better cost average than 99.999% of America. It'll probably be down to 28 cents next week. I can't do this shit. All right. That was a cookie. I'm eating. I'm going to go get a drink. Keep listening. I'll be right back.
The $5, man. Appreciate the tip as always. I think they will cover for tomorrow. It makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Because the thing is like when that filing came out, like the second it came out, I immediately went to my brokerage, man, started looking at the stock price, and it started rising. So, algos usually trade, the best. Algos usually know. And in my opinion, man, if it was just people buying, so be it. But I mean, it did go up a couple cents, man. So. It's interesting stuff, in my opinion. All right, Ignoble, we got about 3 minutes. I'm going to put you backstage for a bit. Tell us something real quick, and then if you want to come back in, I can bring you in. It's just we're about to run into running with bears, so let's see what's going on.
No, the last thing I wanted to touch on was if you have to decide for yourself, right? You have to decide for yourself if you believe in SUGov and you believe in the board and you believe that they're not going to fuck you. I personally choose to believe that RC is still in the play, and I personally believe that we are going beyond Uranus. So.
What the fuck? And we're going beyond Uranus. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to bump your old show. And then we're also going to say RC's still in the play. And we're going to say Sue Gove isn't going to fuck you. And maybe she won't. Maybe she's over that. Maybe she doesn't hook up with young dudes anymore. But I'm just letting you know, they're fucking you. Bed Bath & Beyond is taking every dollar from you. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me, and don't worry. I'm going to let the show tell you. They have done everything wrong on purpose. Because they are who I thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for letting me talk to the chat and share conversation.
Yeah, hang out backstage, man. And if you're sifting through filings or doing whatever, man, if you find something, let us know. We'll bring you straight back in. Or if there's anything that comes to mind, use the private chat back there and let us know.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Cool, man. All right, I need to get a link to Bears. Bears already has a link, so... Bears, if you're watching, get in here. I think Bears made a little bit of something for the stream, so I'd love to see it. So we'll see in a second. I don't believe the board is going to fuck us, says a mod of ours. Their credibility will diminish. I think you're right, Illustrated. I think you are absolutely right, man.
Their
Something
credibility?
ain't fucking adding up. You know, why the fuck is B. Riley even fucking getting involved in this shit if it's done for? Why the fuck? Okay, another thing I wanted to point out is the consignment thing today, man. The consignment thing is very, very bullish, okay? With the consignment, you know what it means? It means that Bed Bath doesn't have to take their fucking money that they're already stretched for, right? They're stretched thin for cash right now. They don't have to take that money now and buy up a bunch of fucking inventory. Now with this consignment, 120 million in this consignment is very, very bullish.
They do 1 billion sales a quarter. And it's bullish that they took 120 and that's not profitable. You think they just took it for free? You think it's free? You think the margin's not there? You're an idiot. What it means is this month they didn't have money to pay their vendors. It means that they didn't have money this month to get product to the stores. So they had to go elsewhere. They don't have shit. I know guys who work at Bed Bath & Beyond right now, and they go, oh, we finally got a truck. Oh, they finally got a truck after 2 months? They liquidated the other store across town and only took in 2 employees. It's over. But yeah, we're very bullish. Why is B. Riley getting involved? Is there money to be made? Hey, B. Riley, didn't they do Redbox? B. Riley did Redbox, right? Hey, who is Redbox, by the way?
Although, yes, the person who's fronting the money, of course they get a little bit back, man. They make a percentage of the transaction, you know. That's fine, you know. Vendors get paid, Bed Bath gets their product, they continue to fucking stay in business or they continue to sell their product. So it's bullish, man. It's so bullish. It's so goddamn bullish. It makes my ears bleed, man.
It also allows BBY, instead of spending
My ears bleed. Take the cock out your ear. You can hear me coming. And listen up real quick. PPCs. Borrowing money is never a bullish thing. Borrowing money at a time when you don't have money is not bullish. I don't know how to explain that to you any better than that. It's called leverage. And when you leverage yourself to where you can't stand up, you have to ask for help. And that help is not a good guy. You degenerate gamblers have no idea what you're talking about. It's so sad.
that 120 million on inventory and trying to keep their suppliers happy, it allows them to further pay down their ABL and their debt, which will create a spin-off. And we all know that Restore is the CEO and founder of Restore is Ryan. So therefore, it's kind of a smart play. I'll lend you a little bit of money to alleviate the pain in terms of inventory, which will help you pay down your debt faster, which means we can get the spin-off faster. You're muted, Bo.
I said, yes, it's very, very bullish. I saw the fucking consignment stuff. And yeah, man, I was like, all right, maybe there's actually a fucking chance, man. And I've always been bullish on the company, you know. My only, you know, a lot of people will go back and forth. Well, maybe the board isn't here for your intentions. I don't know, man. It psychs me out. I want to believe that my board is here to for a reason. I want to believe that SUGov is leading this this fucking ship into a proper fucking destination. And that's just how I feel, man. So, you know, a lot of times you can get psyched up in your head thinking this and that. But you know what, man? If you're
I have a question. The board of directors have been there since 2019. The ones that are there right now, the chairman of the board, Harry Edelman, SUGov, Jeffrey whatever Kerwin, Josh Sketcher. I have a question. How did they allow this company to get here today? Were they not in charge? Were they not the board of directors for the last 4 years? They allowed every bad move to happen, all the bad buyback. Oh, is Mark Trenton the only one guilty? Explain it to me, guys. How the new kid in town, who is the old kid in town, she's been planted there since 2019 by Macellum, by Legion Partners, by Ancura. Worked for Apollo before that. 2 different deals. And you're going to tell me this isn't bankruptcy? It wasn't set up for bankruptcy? Or a merger or a buyout or a leverage buyout? You guys got to know what the fuck you're looking at. You're about to lose everything. But because you don't have anything in it, PP, no big deal. You get to sit there, make your video. and surround yourself with a bunch of dudes who are going to say things you want to hear. Sounds like the ultimate gangbang. And you're getting fucked with your own dildo and you like it.
You're here. If you support your fucking board and your company and you love the company and you're invested in it, well, at the end of the day, you got to trust your board, right? To do right by you. So let's go ahead and bring in Running with Bears, man. Let's get some fucking bear fucking emojis. We're going to have to make a Running with Bears emoji for some of the members to use. For those of you guys who aren't members, feel free to use the bear emoji in the meantime. Let's go ahead and bring him in, man. Houston's live on a show.
Before we do that, they're going to bring in Running with Bears. Mark Anthony, that's if you're a member of the channel, Mark Anthony. John Diamond's messing with you. If you're a member of the channel, you join, then you get a star, sure, and then you get to see the member-only videos. I have like 30 of those already, the OnlyFans videos, and they're the behind-the-scenes of the channel, basically, if you guys don't know what that is. A lot of people have that. Why? AMC Rocket in the chat. Why? I don't know. AMC sucks, bro. Let's go look. AMC, $5. Get the hell. Yeah, okay. You guys want to stop before Bears goes? Okay. Let me explain AMC for you. Reason why AMC stock is going up is because the judge voted that it's been delayed, the decision on the court. So this is going to go up, okay? And APE is going to come down. APE is going to come down. And it's called the arbitrage effect because it'll come down, and the reason why it comes back down to earth from here to here is because it actually has a higher weighted amount towards the value of the stock. These idiots who are just adding $1.50, they go, oh, it's $1.50 plus $5. We're at $6.70. You stupid. No, you're not. You're at $1.50 on a billion shares and $5 on half a billion. What does that mean? That means right here, this is worth 2.5, 2.6, and this is worth 1.4. So 2.5, 1.6, you're looking at $4 billion divided by 1.5 billion. Under $3 a share? Yeah. So, and then you go 10 to 1 reverse stock split, $30 share, $25 share. I already told you what it's going to be. Don't worry. When it gets announced again, when they go, oh, yeah, you know what? Ape is going to convert and it's going to be okay. Then guess what happens to Ape? Then it goes up and AMC comes down. The algo's already there. It's already going to match. Somebody go tell Ant Trades his algorithm thought process was right. The algos, man, it don't care about the stock. It don't care about if you own it. Bed Bath & Beyond doesn't even know you own it. Remember that shit. This shit is garbage. You're all garbage. Anyone who tells you to buy this shit or, I don't know, come listen to a guy like Running with Mother Effing Bears.
He'll be on later. Yeah, he is going to be on live later. We talked on Twitter. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Running with Bears, man. Hey.
What's going on, man? Can you hear me okay?
Man, yeah, it's been a long fucking time. Last time we talked was January, my friend.
In 84 years.
Yes,
long time to see.
Yeah. How you been, man? How's life going? How's the accountant thing going? How's everything going?
Oh, it's good. It's I do consulting. Right? I pieced out corporate stuff a couple years ago. I'm actually going to Boston next week to run the marathon, so I want to come see y'all for did that.
Oh, cool.
Work's been good. No, it's been good.
Good, man.
Yeah, and I appreciate y'all. I just didn't have. I caught some of the streams, especially the one from Monday. That was hysterical. But I do. I just had a lot to talk about y'all. New numbers.
What had you laughing through that stream? Was it
there's one guy in particular.
Oh yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, dude. Good to see you again. Right now the company's still just doing all this weird fucking shit, man. I'm not sure if you take the time to look at all those filings or not.
Yeah,
man.
Mark Anthony, you have to look at the chat through the channel, but not through the app, not through the YouTube app. You have to go to like a web browser. Go to there, and then it'll have the button that says join. And I made it the cheapest it could be. These guys are charging you like $25 a month to be part of their channel. I don't know what the hell you get out of that, but mine's like $3.
And like really weird fucking shit, just in general. So
yeah, that's kind of what I was. So I do follow it to some degree, and people type or comment and stuff, and I was looking at it, and I put together like another deck. So I took the Q3 one I did and just kind of rolled it forward, and I had a few folks helping me. Like I had a lawyer in particular that reads this stuff. I had another CPA who would post stuff, and then I had a finance guy that's helping me. But like finance people take the credit anyway, so we don't give them too much credit. Right. The accountants do all the work, and the finance guy just slaps and give it a multiple on and calls it a day. Yeah. So no, I did do that deck, and it is weird. But I thought what I'll do is I'll just show kind of what I found so far, because I think if we look at the liquidity from the end of Q3 to today, some of the dilution or some of the filings might make more sense in the context of what's going on.
All right, first off, Running with Bears is very dry. All right, even when he tries to be funny, he's not funny. But I love the guy, right? And he basically tells these guys, he dresses it up to tell them they're fucked, but he doesn't say it. I feel Running with Bears deserves the Oscar for the Best Actor Award, Best Supporting Cast Member right now. He literally tells them everything they don't want to hear. They have nothing to say. He explains to them that on the business model that is, there is no way in hell Bed Bath & Beyond made any money this quarter. They probably lost around $400 million, and they have $0 in the bank. He says all of this. And he says all of this, and then he tells them, I protect myself. That means either buy a hedge position to it, buy some puts, and or get the hell out of here.
With the company and just trying to like get to another month, right? So this thing is on a razor's edge, but I just want to kind of show the math on what I've done, and then we can just crowdsource this stuff. I don't know everything, right? But I can show what I found through the statements.
Yeah, let's pull it up. So Bears was kind enough, man. Bears is such a good dude, man. You know, he was kind enough to make a little presentation for us. We'd love to see it, man.
Want to do right? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's got to be professional.
Right, exactly. There's got to be some professionality to it. Whenever you're ready, man, you can pull it up and we can start getting into it.
Or I sent you a screen because I sent you those images on Reddit if you want to put those on instead, and I'll just talk through them just because I don't inadvertently.
This guy just sucks on his shit all night, bro. He's right there just vaping a fucking way. You know, while you're sucking on that, I'm sucking on water, bro. PP seeds. I'm a bully.
Last name.
Give me 1 second and see if I can pull it up here.
Yeah, sorry about that. Not good, everybody. I've missed the chat on here. It's pretty funny.
All right, let's see. With Bears, yes, we do have it here. The problem is that when I attempt to share it, like it pulls up, but then when I close my DMs, it goes away.
Can you maybe download them all and see?
Let me see if
Tell
I
him
can.
what to do, Bears. He doesn't know how to be a
share my screen.
I can save them. Hold on.
No, I don't want to give doubts. I do want to be clear about the math because CPA, right, is kind of the thing. But I'm not here to do bull or bear. That's not my thing. I just, even my own investments, I'm pretty strict on because I do this stuff for a living. So I like to see certain things. So I'm pretty hard on companies that I own even. So I'm not looking to dissuade anybody.
Yeah, I'm looking to persuade everybody. And just so you know, Oliver's Pop, I'll never own a vape pen, a lava lamp, never. That shit, bro. I don't have time. What's next? My next video is going to be me on my bed. I have a big ass water bed. Come jump on my... Guys, if you kids out there don't know what a water bed is, you missed out. Oh shit, I hit the wrong button. Don't worry, I know where I was. Right here.
Yeah, on here is pretty funny.
All right, let's see. With Bears, yes, we do have it here.
Yeah, download the pictures, bro. Learn how to do this shit.
The problem is that when I attempt to share it,
I'm gonna go faster.
like it pulls up, but then when I close my DMs, it goes away.
Can you maybe download them all and see?
Let me see if I can. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can share my screen.
I can save them. Hold on.
No, I don't want to give doubts. I do want to be clear about the math because CPA, right, is kind of the thing. But I'm not here to do bull or bear. That's not my thing. I just, even my own investments, I'm pretty strict on because I do this stuff for a living. So I like to see certain things. So I'm pretty hard on companies that I own even. So I'm not looking to dissuade anybody. Just like, here's the math. Let's talk about it together and just talk through some stuff, right? And just try to build a better thesis. So.
All right, I almost got these all downloaded.
I said, why isn't GameStop moving? Because I haven't said for it to move yet. I didn't put on my helmet today.
Depending on why they'd be zeroing out vendor and labor payments and credit facilities. Yeah, let's touch on that.
Q3.
I think you're referring to the consignment news from today, roughly, right? Talk about that though.
Okay. Yeah, Ignoble, he can see your messages in there. So if you have anything to ask him, just let him know. All right, I got the pictures here. Which one is? I think looking ahead is the first one.
Yeah, I ordered them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, let me go ahead and pull this up here for the chats. Ligma says, "How long we got left, Bears?"
About
I don't
a
want
week.
to give answers like that. This thing is on a razor's edge, but like, let's just talk about the math, and then y'all can go forth and do what you will with it.
All right.
That's the last slide. Let's go to the first. Let's go to the state of affairs. That's the last. That's my dog.
Yeah,
My sweet dog.
Yeah, I think how they were sent maybe was backwards. Which
Yeah,
one did you say?
picture
was
of
the first
Molly
one?
on there.
State of affairs is the first one.
State of affairs. Okay, got it
Molly.
right here. Hold on 1 second.
On razor's edge for 84 years. God, that is the truth.
Someone said, "Can you use the whiteboard back there?"
Yeah, my handwriting's pretty awful though. Like I can barely read what I put out there myself.
All right, can everybody see this?
There we go. That's it. Yeah. So
State of
that equity
affairs.
deal from Q3, the $1 billion thing, did provide some runway. I know the warrants have been canceled, and now we got talk with the $300 million at the money. So there's been some moving parts, but like we'll talk through the timeline of liquidity events and kind of see what we got here. The risk is high. Like obviously, I do have some cash quarter four assumptions, right? Since Sue gave us 1.2 billion in revenue, we can kind of back into some things. But I want to show how I when I'm projecting this stuff out, right? Like what's the structures, people can do what they will with it. Q1, we can kind of talk about that a little bit. And then, yeah, since when I was doing these things, only 40 of us, and I was like a million, we had a no murdering rule. So I like to keep that going.
Yeah. Don't murder bears.
No murdering bears. And then to the next one.
That's a rule of the PB show. What's the next
one? I like that rule a lot. Let's keep going with that. And then to the next slide is the end of Q3 one.
End of Q3. All right, let me pull it up here.
So yeah, a good starting point is always where do we actually begin with. So this next slide, and I won't read it to y'all because it's laid out there, but I want to show kind of what the end of Q3 was, right, for liquidity, because liquidity is the biggest concern here, right? When we say liquidity, we mean like available cash plus available total borrowings. Okay, so we know this is all from the financial statements, right? That's the only place I source these things. So end of Q3, right, 153 million in cash, and we had total available borrowings of about 400 million. Right, we knew in the footnotes you got 1.13 minus 736 borrowed, and that gives you how much is left remaining. Okay, so to start Q4, you had about 550 million, right? And I won't talk through all this. I really just meant to like show this on your stream so people can just pause it and read at will. But I just wanted to show the support on like what footnotes came from in the management slide. So,
right.
But yeah, so we start with Q3, and that is on the tighter side, right? Like we talked about, the current ratio, quick ratio, are super tight. But 550, she had some wiggle room, right? So with that one, I think the next, so we'll get this kind of quick. The next one's gonna be the Q4 slide. Kind of talk about where I think Q4 is gonna land. So yeah, if you don't like.
Running with bears is too nice. He's too nice. He's like saying things like, "Oh, they got some runway." I would walk in and be like, "It's fucking over." I just dropped the mic.
Away for 10 minutes because it's gonna be kind of dry.
These guys. He's gonna run a marathon and drinking a beer.
So generally speaking, when management's giving you figures and you're trying to like proactively project out, the two big things is going to be gross margin, which is revenue minus COGS, and that gives you gross profit. And from that gross profit, you're going to pay for SG&A. Okay, so and then SG&A is typically, it doesn't flex or move up and down with revenue. So you can generally look at, for retail companies, you can look at what the SG&A was this quarter last year to get some sort of like rough guide. Okay, so I do know that Sue gave out the 1.2 billion figure, right? Mm-hmm. And the next step is the gross margin. She didn't give gross margin or operating income, which I thought was interesting. And everyone does this game. They'll give you some figures, but not the other ones, right? Trying to just feed you a little bit. But I do think the way gross margin has gone from 27 to 22%, and we know the closing stores and discounting, I think gross margin takes a big hit. Okay, so I think I did at 17 million or 17%, right? And then SG&A, like Bed Bath did cut 100 million from SG&A Q3, right? Because it went from like 680 to 580, which that's honestly a big change for SG&A. So if we just assume they carry that forward, SG&A should be like 500 million for this quarter, right? So you do all that math.
I think it'll be less.
And then now you can start to back into the free cash flow. So long story short, I feel like free cash flow is going to be negative 400 million. So it's going to draw down. End of January, the liquidity would have been about 160 million, right? So pretty tight. So I think, when the next slide, I think we start getting into the things are happening. The things are happening where I talk about what happened in the month of February with all the dilution news and the adjusting.
I just read Step Bro. He typed to PP Seeds. He said, "Pay attention, PP Seeds," because what the Bears just said was they had $150 million cash, and they're going to lose $400 million. So what the hell does that mean to you? $250 million on the flip side. There's no way around it. You'll see.
The adjusting to the FILO, the ABL, the preferred shares, blah, blah, blah. So let's go to the things are happening picture.
All right, give me 1 second. Things happening. Got it right here.
We're going to be on a PP Seeds, just so you know, Monty, and you're paying attention. This is going to be PP Seeds all day today. This is the PP Seeds show. I wasn't invited last night. I felt left out while I was cutting the grass and doing things for my family. No, I did not feel left out. But I wanted to talk on all the bullshit because I have the answers when they don't.
I love the pictures that you throw on here.
I do accounting for a living. Otherwise, this is...
That's my favorite movie.
Pretty dry.
All right.
Yeah, so this is everything I saw in the month of February, right? So the FILOs increased 100 million. They decreased the ABL 565. They raised the 225 from preferred shares, and they sold some warrants, about 135 million. So that was the 360 million figure that was floating around, right? So you slam all that math together, and you get a decrease of liquidity of 105 million. So this means that into February, if I take ending Q4 plus the changes in February, I've only got roughly 50 million available to me. And I think this math lines up because in one of the prospectus, they flat out mentioned they only have 11 million to borrow, right? So, if they got 11 million to borrow, I'm saying 50 million total, they got 40 million cash on hand. And that kind of lines up with why they're slamming this ATM forward, is because I feel like the warrants weren't providing enough liquidity. And then when the price dropped, if you drop below that 71 cents or 92% of BY, basically if you drop below 78 cents, those warrants aren't worth anything. It's only worth something if you can turn around and flip it, right? So if I sell in the open market for $1, and I got it for 78 cents, that's an automatic profit over bought the warrant, right? But if it's below that, like an option, like it's worthless. So to me, that's why this ATM has hit the news so hard, is because the warrant didn't raise the money they're expecting, so they had to flip to an ATM, okay? And I think this amount is needed to get through Q1, because I'm saying they were about out of cash into February, and it's April 5th, right? So, and the only thing I want to say on this one is I saw some other comments about people downplaying the BK risk by management. I really struggle with that, because from a GAAP perspective, like if you're throwing BK around, that's a high threshold. Like that's not thrown around lightly. No company wants to throw on, they're going to bankrupt if they don't get their money, right? So just...
Well, they were saying that in January too. So it's
it's hard.
I think it's legalese too. It's like it has to be put in there. For the it's legal talk. So
it does not have to be put in there if your company isn't going bankrupt. It has to be put in there if your company's going bankrupt. Legalese, okay? This is all what Running with Bears is telling them. He's like, listen, it's so bad that they have to put it in, because once you hit a certain threshold, the ratio of debt to income and versus what you do have and what you don't have, you have to put it out there because you have investors that want to know exactly where they're positioned. And if you don't disclose anything, well, shit, gentlemen, welcome to Lehman Brothers 101. This is why Anderson doesn't exist anymore, right? So there are consulting firms that give out information every earnings. They'll be like, hey, this is where you're at. This is what can happen. And those consulting firms are like Alex Partners. There was, Anderson existed. McKinsey is there, but the real ones are like Eli Lilly or the big one, KPMG. Like, these guys go through these companies and tell them, hey, this is what's coming. This is what it is. They know. They're not stupid. So you won't see that footnote that says you're going bankrupt unless you're really going fucking bankrupt.
I mean, they mentioned bankruptcy and, it's a potential risk that could happen. So they want to reiterate that. And, they have to legally say that. So.
Yeah, no, they do. But it's legal speak that's required by the accounting rules, right? Because there's certain things you have to trigger to get to a going concern. They're all pretty steep, right? Like when you're talking 75% to an accountant, that's pretty much like I'm dead on, right? So if something's 50-50, it's that's not high enough to start booking stuff or even disclose, maybe a footnote. But like going concerns are just a monster deal. Like that's management doesn't want to put it in there. The auditors don't want to see it in there either, because the risk of the auditors, right? Because this going concern stuff, if you put it in, if you don't put it in there, and there is BK trouble, that looks bad on the auditor, right? They should have known that. Likewise, you don't want to go around throwing everyone a going concern either. So you're really walking this fine line on this stuff. So I think the ATM, I know there's confusion on why the ATM came out. I think it's because the warrants weren't raising enough cash, and they're literally running on fumes at the end of February. So they had to come around and flip this real quick.
So let me ask you this, Bear. So I'm curious, because they had ATM since October, and it's like the stock ran in January, the stock ran in February. Why were those two pumps not utilized for an ATM? In my question. If the company is so dire, so set on money, right? They need the cash. Why go through the steps of not using the ATM at the time that they could have?
I am wondering that as well.
I am not wondering that. I know why. It's because the person in charge, the head honcho, the main lady, the madame, she literally is doing everything wrong on purpose. Why? Why would you make it harder when you give them more cash? Then we got to wait this out another year and a half. There's no money to be made there. The money's in the bankruptcy. Guys, we can cure the problem, or we can give you medicine and get you through it. The money's in the treatment. It's like healthcare. You don't want to solve anything. You want to sell medicine. Here, they don't want to solve this problem. They want to sell debt. And they want to give it to you to the point where you can't refuse it. Selling shares at the bottom, a la AMC movie theaters. Selling ape shares at the very bottom, making a deal with shorts, and people still call that bullish. Oh, we got took. Oh, man, it's okay. Adam Aaron wants the best. Oh, Sue Gov would never do this. It's the same fucking playbook. But these kids don't pay attention because all they're looking at is their one stock, while we have the luxury of sitting up here in the cheap seats, and we're like, we're not getting involved with that shit, but look at it. Look at it. I'm in the nosebleeds. I've seen this happen to all these companies already. No, don't listen to me. Keep throwing your money away.
I mean, to be frank, they
Does that not sound a little odd for a company that's so,
it's odd.
BK nonstop? They've been talking about bankruptcy for a year now, like not the company, but like Wall Street Journal and stuff like that. I mean, they've been saying it for over a year. So I'm just curious, what your thoughts are. Why would they want you to utilize the ATM at those spikes?
Yeah.
Why don't they utilize the ATM at those spots? Why?
I've often wondered that. I know there's a lot of talk around Sue and the board, and I'm too much of a redneck to. I struggle because I think the stuff Sue would have done is just classic textbook stuff. Short inventory, short payables, tighten up this, tighten up that. Like, it's all the same stuff. Why they didn't sell ATM earlier? Like, that's a great question. I mean, why they didn't spin stuff off earlier? Another great question. Maybe they thought they didn't have to, right? Because honestly, if you start diluting to the level needed, that's just going to wreck the common shareholder, right? So maybe they thought they could do without it. it'll make for an interesting book one day, right? When this all plays out.
Yeah. We got a tip from Tomas. Appreciate it, man. $5. Go fund.
That's the only part I don't agree with running with bears. Like, you're very smart. You have the conclusion, but yet you won't walk off that edge because it's not in your MO. It's not who you are. It's not what the job is, but you won't say it. I will. So when they're asking, well, what about it? Hey, man, the board, there's a lot of people asking about the board of directors and Sue and what they're doing. Nah, man, there's one guy. There's only one guy who's talking shit about the board. There's only one guy that's calling out Sue Gov. Only one guy calling her out for who she is and what she is, and the rest of them too. Just fucking, you know what? I'm waiting for you, running with bears, to go onto that show right there and say, you know what? Well, Marantz's DD is correct. That's all I want. That's all I want. And I'll walk away feeling like a champ.
Hashtag, is that GoFund Pete or GoFound Pete? 1K more, share him. Let's go. I think that's GoFundMe. Yeah, man. Awesome. Love to hear it. Glad you added on some more positions, man. I did have a question here from Ignoble for you. How might the acquirer maneuver to use an AM to pay for itself outside of selling into a potential squeeze, pre-BR, change of control, and chopping/serving fatty assets to interested parties?
It's a good question. The squeeze angle I struggle with now because the warrants are canceled. So that's not, because before when we had the warrants in place, that was going to be a ceiling. Because anytime it popped, they're just going to boom, sell straight into it. The ATM hasn't passed yet, right? Because y'all are voting on it like May 9th.
Yes, but I mean, yeah, that's another thing too. Is like, if they're so dire for the money, right? And they need this RS to pass. Why is it now the RS date to vote is past the 26th that they're claiming that they need the money before they file for bankruptcy?
I'll be right back.
So it's like, how does that even begin to make sense?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. It's a good comment. We can talk about it. So what happens internally is, when things are this dire, you're going to, on a day-to-day basis, be projecting cash, right? So you're going to look at all the receivables coming in, you're going to look at your invoicing coming in, and you're going to look at all the payables, right? And anytime an invoice gets shifted out, it's going to free up, it's going to maybe give you an extra day. Maybe a bill got pushed out, maybe made some miscalculation, right? But this is a $6 billion business, right? So if we're trying to, they made a mistake, right? Like April 26th to May 9th, like, okay. And it's been a day-by-day thing. So I try to give them the benefit of the doubt on this stuff because, if my math holds up, they're literally out of cash now. So it really is running on fumes kind of thing.
Makes no sense, man. Makes literally no goddamn fucking sense.
You're broke.
I know, but like even when the odds were stacked against us, man, like the ABL was beginning accelerated. Remember that shit? And it's like that was the true fucking fear. I was like, oh.
Why does he always say it makes no sense? It makes perfect sense. Like, if you did your homework, then you would understand how much sense this actually makes. They're literally going to sell it off and in pieces. And you're not going to make any money. You're not going to make any money if you're invested in this company. Oh, it's got to go up, right? It's 29 cents.
Shit, like they're about to come in and liquidate everything to pay back this fucking loan. And it's like, that didn't happen. So it's like, I don't know, man. It seems to me like, there's something a lot of people are missing, I think. Collectively on a lot of these filings or whatever it may be, it really, really just doesn't make sense to me, especially without utilizing the ATM at the time when they could have multiple times.
Yeah. If we're gonna go that, you go back further, right? Like, why didn't they sell 27? I'm a dog.
Oh yeah. So I don't know how true this is. Okay. Like, why they didn't sell like 27.30, right? I agree with you. That's really odd. But there was one guy who was like honing in, and I don't like talking about Gustavo, the guy who committed suicide was their CFO. Don't like talking about it much, but there was like a rumor apparently from a dude who works inside with a hedge fund. And he stated, and again, this is a rumor, he stated that it's possible that he fucked up the paperwork intentionally during that squeeze, and he and RC profited off of the squeeze, as we know, and the company didn't get shit. I don't know how true that is. I don't know, what it is, but just want to throw it out there. It is a rumor, it is speculation. But honestly, man, suicide's like a serious fucking thing. So I don't really know.
Fuck you, PP. Fuck you. I'm going to play this again, guys, and I want people to hear it in real time what the fuck he just said. This is the most irresponsible thing out of all the bullshit and all the shit you want to say on this channel. This is so irresponsible for you to report. And it's a rumor. There's a rumor. Who the fuck do you know that works at Bed Bath & Beyond? What rumor do you know?
It's like that was the true fucking fear. I was like, oh shit, like they're about to come in and liquidate everything to pay back this fucking loan. And it's like, that didn't happen. So it's like, I don't know, man. It seems to me like, there's something a lot of people are missing, I think, collectively on a lot of these filings or whatever it may be, it really, really just doesn't make sense to me, especially without utilizing the ATM at the time when they could have
There's
multiple
this pussy
times.
right here.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if we're gonna go that, you can go back further, right? Like, why didn't they sell at 27? I mean, all.
Oh yeah, so I don't know how true this is. Okay,
Yeah.
like why they didn't sell it like 27.30, right? I agree with you. That's really odd. But there was one guy who was like honing in, and I don't like talking about.
I don't like talking about, but I'm about to spread the biggest fucking rumor in the history of this world. About to say something that's so illegal. And I'm going to associate that with Ryan Cohen and tie it to GameStop that way. You want to partner up with Ryan Cohen, and in the same breath, you're saying he's a criminal.
Gustavo, the guy who committed suicide, was their CFO. Don't like talking about it much, but there was like a rumor apparently from a dude who works inside with a hedge fund. And he stated, and again, this is a rumor, he stated that it's possible that he fucked up the paperwork intentionally during that squeeze, and he and RC profited off of the squeeze, as we know, and the company didn't get shit. I don't know how true that is. I don't know, what it is, but just want to throw it out there. It is a rumor. It is speculation. But honestly, man, I mean, suicide's like a serious fucking thing. So
It must not be, because you're just talking about it like it's a rumor. The guy has a family. Pray to God his kids and his wife don't see this fucking show. You're speculating on his death, on why he killed himself. And for what? What did you gain out of that? Smothering the man that doesn't exist, that can't defend himself to your fucking rumor. It's one thing to talk about people in the living. You're the fucking grossest kid to ever be on. You have no idea of what to say and how to say it. You don't check around. You don't know. I mean, you just don't. This is the society of the people that we're surrounding ourselves with. Individuals that want to be somebody.
I don't really know. Someone said murdered. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, we really don't know why this guy killed himself. But just wanted to throw it out there. Double MC says rumor is true. I'd love to see it if that is true. But yeah, so just wanted to touch on that. What's the next slide you would like me to pull up?
Hey, Eric, don't tell me to come down from my moral high horse. Let me tell you something, dude. I was streaming the day that news broke. These guys weren't. These guys didn't even exist. I was live streaming the day the news broke. And go watch it again. I refuse to even have a stance out of respect to his parents or to his kids or to his wife. And these fucks were on the street trying to record bloodstains, a la Kai's Malej. Don't tell me that I have a moral high horse. I have been ethical the whole way through. I don't smear. Oh no, you think it's smearing when I ask questions and people's connections, what they do with other companies? That's great. During the living, we can have that conversation. You start tying things to Ryan Cohen. Yeah, he and Ryan, they had a deal, and that's why they profited, and that's why they're getting sued. Fucking irresponsible.
Next slide. Let's talk about the impact of the float.
Okay. By the way, if you guys see PP writing in the chat, it is ABC. Impact of the float.
Yeah, because I thought it was worth showing with this 300 million.
Hey, before we just skim over that, and the fact that he said it's just a rumor, I'd love to see if it's true. Yeah, you hear the way he fucking. I'd love to see if it's true. Like, why? What's that going to do for you?
An ATM, kind of like what it would do to the float and someone's position, right? Yeah. So, and I'm not going to read this to y'all, but basically, the current is what we are now, and they do a reverse split of 20-1. That's what it's worth. And then
all right, Uncle Eric, I'm going to go ahead and explain this to you. Very simple. Before I'm ever a Bed Bath & Beyond bear, a GameStop bull, before I'm a YouTuber, before I'm any of that. I'm a father. I love my family, and I respect every father out there. To that. That young man jumped off a building. His life is gone forever. If you're not emotional about leaving children behind, then who the fuck are you? I don't care who it is. There's a kid at home that's waking up without their parent. And that is sad. And you have to be sensitive to who they are and what they're going through. Or you don't. There's more to this than just shares and options.
I assume that now they turn to the greatest trader ever and liquidate all of the ATM at 720 share price. The flow would be go from 20 to 60 million, right? So which would cut everyone's position down pretty hard. I did have an anonymous Redditor help me out with this math on this because equity, I kind of struggle with equity. I know the basics, but this person's lived it. So I provide some notes to the side, but like the way this business is, operations is burning a lot of cash, CapEx is burning it. So the only thing left is dilution, unfortunately. So, but we can go to the last slide, which is the one with my puppers looking ahead. But this thing is, this reverse split in ATM, it's going to pass, right? 'Cause I'm sure they have the votes, but if you're long, I would just, do what you got to do, right? But it's going to be a thing.
Do you want me to switch to the next slide?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay. What's the next one called?
That was the looking ahead one.
Oh, looking ahead. Got it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's basically this last one. I just want to show my math on this stuff so people can double check me because there's some moving parts here. And if we could just fact check some of this and then we can build out from there, right? But I do think what management says, Q4, they're running out of money right now. I do think that's a valid statement. Something's got to give here because we're at the end of the road. North touch on spinning off baby. I do think there's a set of challenges with that. It is kind of a complex issue to go into here, but there's a whole thing to that. And if you gotta, whatever you gotta do to protect your capital, do it. I'm not here to tell people what to do, but this thing is just, and the dilution coming up is pretty harsh, right? So just protect yourself. So yeah.
All right. So obviously, I don't think that you still have a position in this company.
I don't want to think that would be financial advice.
No. Well, not really. If you, I'm saying me asking you if you have a position is not really, in my opinion, financial advice.
I'm nervous Nelly, man.
Yeah, I would assume, knowing the nature of the person that you are, that you most likely sold. But that's all right. It's hey man, look, because at the end of the day, if you sell, it doesn't affect my investment anyway. So it really doesn't bother me. I mean, yeah, man, I'm just curious, some of your thoughts.
If he sells, it does affect your investment. And I need to play them at 1.5 because they talk too fucking slow.
The company, be as brutal as you like, but I would like to know, I'd like to know, what's going on in your head with this entire ordeal. Be as honest as you want. It's okay to feel a certain way. No one's going to come fucking murder you. Okay. We have a rule on the PP show. You can't murder bears.
Deck and everything.
Okay? Under any circumstance. So let me hear it, man. It can be as bearish as you want. I remember, back in January, you were telling me there was like a 10% chance the company was going to make it, and then the company started moving, and now we're here. Let's hear it, Bears. But what are your thoughts going on entirely? All of it.
No, if people want to position off this, it's fine. Just, if we understand the odds to all this, that's the only thing I'm after, right? Because if there's like a 5% chance of it working, then just position 5% of your port kind of thing, right? And then if, repositioning is fine. The whole diamond hands thing, I do struggle with it because repositioning became a dirty word, right? If there's gonna be massive dilution ahead of you, then you can just re-enter when you get some bullish news, right? I do this, where I struggle with the 8K when Sue dropped to 1.2 billion. If I'm being frank, what I struggle with is just only giving that revenue figure. She didn't give anything else. She could have, but she didn't. So that to me says something. And then just walking the liquidity we know that this thing, man, if the ATM, if they don't pop it on May 9th, like immediately and get those funds in the company, like I don't know that, and how much longer they can keep doing this, right? Like I know Q2, the going concern appeared, and Q3 it got worse through all the, because we know the disclosure expanded, blah, blah, blah. Q4, we had 1.2 billion of revenue, when we had prior Q4s like 2 billion, 2.6 billion, 3 billion. To me, that having such a weak holiday season, and then the consignment news I kind of struggle with, because if you look at it from the vendor's perspective, it's not that great, because like, let's put yourself in the vendor's shoes, right? Like normally I just sell to Bed Bath and then I get my cash. Okay. If I have to flip to this consignment deal, now I'm the one holding the risk for the inventory moving. Okay. So there's no free lunches. Okay. So like I guarantee there's gonna be a financing charge to go with this inventory. So it's gonna tighten Bed Bath's margins. Most vendors, I would argue, would probably tighten up on what they ship to Bed Bath, because I could just sell to Target and get paid immediately. Yeah. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And I don't think the effects of that are gonna be seen until they clear out the current inventory, right? Because if I was a vendor and already put stuff on your shelf, like, well, you pay me for that first, and I'll restock it on consignment. So
the consignment's like a good idea, like a good plan for the company in the current state, right? Cash flow and everything. Yeah, it's good for the company, but like, there's no, like, there's always an offset in life, right? Like in accounting, something good happens, there's always an offset, right? Like, yeah, this car was great, but it cost me $400 a month in insurance. Yeah, this girl's awesome, but she punched me in the face when she sleeps. Like, there's always something, right? So it's good for Bed Bath. It's not good for the vendors. It can't be good for both parties, right? So that's, and when vendor relations are already strained, like, I struggle with that being a bullish thing, but they're doing what they do to survive. So, okay. But like I said, I'm not here to tell anybody to sell. I've literally never said that. I've only mentioned maybe hedge it. So it'll be tough, but buckle up. Four Bro says, PP trying to get your attention in all caps. Sue acknowledging investors means she sees some of what we are posting. There's been a lot of negativity about us not being acknowledged, and today she did. Interesting.
I mean, GameStop's doing battery stuff. Has Bed Bath considered doing battery stuff as well?
Yeah, I just like the consignment thing I think is really important given the situation that they're in right now. Someone asked, does Bears have a bull thesis? And someone else said, I think Bears is lacking the fundamental reasoning that a white knight has been keeping this company afloat this long.
I mean,
both.
I'm kind of a fundamental guy. And when we talk fundamentals, I will kindly point you to the 5.2 billion of liabilities on the balance sheet, right? Like if we're gonna play that card, let's play the card, right? There's no liquidity against monster liabilities. Like that's 101, right? So if a white knight is there, let's talk about that, because there's so much debt on this thing that if you spin off baby, you have to clear the debt associated mostly, because you can't spin off baby and then turn around whack Bed Bath in the knees with all the debt, because then Bed Bath's going to go Chapter 11 and baby's going to fly off, and do amazing things. And as a shareholder, that's going to, you may or may not get equity in baby, but it will for sure take Bed Bath. And then, so I struggle with the white knight thing. If we did the white knight stuff, it would probably have been better a couple years ago, right? But I know Triton really hoses stuff up, yeah. Which I'll save the Triton stuff for later. But no, it's, God, y'all, you stress me out with these things. It's like, we're going to know, like, honestly, like, we're going to know when
high risk.
Weeks. Yeah, this is as high risk as it gets, which is fine, right? If you want to do something, totally fine. Yeah. But let's talk numbers. I mean, the vibrators, like, there could be shelving for that right next to the batteries.
Well, they could link up with PP and we could start selling fucking dildos and shit. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, that's a good fucking business.
Consignment, PP.
Everyone's horny, man.
No.
Yeah.
Not when they see you. They're not horny when they see you. Hey, this is the DD I was doing in the background, if you guys don't understand what's happening here. So Michael Keefe, who is actually in charge of Hilco, right? Remember I told you? He was the joined Hilco Global as CEO of Hilco Merchant Resources. He additionally worked for Gordon Brothers Group, who then sold Linens and Things. And that was all an Apollo deal. It's all an Apollo deal. My whole point is Apollo, right? So as I was looking up these companies, something triggered in my brain again. I know that Albertsons has an Apollo stake of like 1.75 billion. Apollo has a stake in there. But the thing that really got me here was the Hudson Bay Company, because it's not Hudson Bay Capital. It's Hudson Bay Company. And if you know who owns that company and you know who paid for it and who bought it out, it was the Catalyst Group. The Catalyst Group has a deal. I have to look for it, guys. The Catalyst Group here, they actually bought out Hudson Bay, announced they were going to buy it. But when they did that, there's another thing here about these guys. Man, what was it? Freak. We'll keep watching this while I look this up, because I'm going to get this one going in the background. I'm going to prove to you that that's Apollo as well. And so that just tells me that they're all Apollo. It's all a deal with Apollo every time. You guys have to know how this bankruptcy is going. They're using Restore, part of the leverage, and you'll understand the connection between them all and how they did it. I'm just going to go look because I know I've read it before, but keep going.
Did I answer one of the questions? Did I get the other one? I started old man rambling on y'all.
What was the other question?
I don't even know. I'm old.
No, you're all good. It was, where is it?
The current board, the background of the current board.
Yeah, I can't find it. If we missed a question, submit it again. Pete is in the chat. What's going on, Pete? Yeah, I mean, just everything in general, Bears, it's just like they had many chances to raise the money. So I just find it really odd, unless they're bluffing, unless they're pulling something that we are not we're either missing in the fucking filings or whatever it may be. The fact is that they had a chance and they had multiple opportunities to profit off the ATM that they had. Why they go through the route of dilution is very odd. I really don't know.
Yeah, because if they just would have sold earlier, they would dilute it earlier, then it would be less painful right now, right? So, jabroni. Jabroni is such a good word. A bull theory. If you could give Sue, the bull theory would be if you could give Sue 9 months of runway, then maybe she could brace. You could just kind of scale off for and save this thing. Because the problem is when you close all the stores and revenue went down to 1.2 billion, that hurt, right? Because that implied to me the e-commerce thing hadn't spun up fully, which obviously takes time to do that. Mm-hmm. And if I give her more time to pivot, then she can do her thing and you can save this thing, right? But it's always been about the lack of runway from the liquidity issues, right? So if that goes away, then this guy's sure, whatever.
Is there any reason you said 9 months, Bears? 9 months, that means like a baby or something. I don't know.
God, y'all, everything. you always a beat. No, I say 9 months because this is like a $6 billion business, right? And then if you're going to affect change to this level, you need at least 9 months is like the minimum to see change, right? So she could do the e-commerce thing. She would have 3 quarters on a smaller footprint. She was taking a bath in Q4 and all the expenses. You have a leaned out SG&A. You have some liquidity. So if I give someone 9 months, I should see something off of that says, okay, yeah, the ship is turning around, right? So that's why I said 9, not maybe.
We had a question here. Oh, sorry, ABC. Go ahead if you have a question.
I was just going to ask, what are your feelings on the $1 billion ATM?
With the S1 that they intend to file.
Okay, so I was looking at that. When I read through it, it looked like it's up to Bed Bath's discretion on when they can sell the shares, right? So they could force the people to effectively take the shares, right? So, for the business, I like it because it is some cash. For an equity holder, like I struggle with that, right? So, the board is going to do what they have to do to get this business to survive. Those goals might not be aligned with your goals as an equity holder because it might drive your price down in the short term, right? So, it's better than bankruptcy, right? Everything's better than bankruptcy, but it's the dilution is a risk as an equity holder, right? So,
what if Bears? And keep in mind that don't forget Newell Brands just upped their credit facility this week to 1.5 billion. And so, what if Newell does make the transaction, buys the $1 billion worth of stuff, and then you end up having a spinoff? There may not be as much dilution as we think there will.
These guys are idiots. This guy's an idiot. He's coming back to saying that Newell's going to merge with Bed Bath & Beyond and that they're going to do a spinoff. And he keeps talking this way as if they have money. Or they have time, I should say. Look at this.
Would be. With possibly sharing, giving the shareholders the option to convert either BBY into the new holdings from the private company. I'm just saying that, the fundamentals, you're absolutely right. This company needs a lot more money. They need a lot more time. But that's why I think there's so much going on in the background. I know myself, I don't want to hang around here for 9 more months just trying to see if this thing will, survive. I'm just trying to get your feedback on, all the...
Crazy to hear that. You invested $200,000 into Bed Bath & Beyond, and you don't want to stick out 9 more months to see this thing turn around? Then what the hell were you investing for? A 1-week spike? I don't understand this. You guys, anyone out there that's making financial decisions with all their money and not doing any homework, and then saying he doesn't want to stick it out for 9 more months, then you've never invested a day in your life. You don't understand a goddamn thing. PP can sit here and just with his smug little look because he has no money in on this. But this fucking guy believed in him, saying that they were going to squeeze, and now you're not willing to wait it out 9 more months? Don't worry, neither are they.
The other filings that are going on, because those are fundamentals too. They just don't have to do with a specific number. So I wanted to see if you had any thoughts on where it could be going.
And then after you answer that, I have a question on the screen for you afterwards.
Yeah, that's a good question, ABC. There is some white knight type thing from all these filings. I think I get here tomorrow, right? So I'm not going to pretend I'll admit detailed SEC filings isn't my jam. I haven't done a lot of it. In theory, I get it, but God, man, I don't know. This is tough.
I know it looks fucked, right? But I mean, the fact is that there's a lot of fucking DD and tinfoil to back that this is a move on to unlock Baby and do a potential spinoff and reap a lot of money, from this. We had multiple mentions of short squeeze in the filing out today. We even had I guess a legalese disclaimer in there stating we have no idea how much the company is short, etc. So I don't know, man. Could they be priming themselves for some kind of run? I really don't know. Do I think the company's going bankrupt? Honestly, I don't. There's too much like institutional like hands that they're passing this thing around, man. It's like, why? Let me ask you this: like, why the fuck would anybody? Why the fuck would this company come in and do this consignment for 120 million if the company's about to file bankruptcy in 2 fucking weeks, man? It makes no fucking sense, right?
Yeah,
it's like you can't tell me that makes sense at all, especially when you have again institutions trying to move like these commons around. Like, what the fuck is actually happening? Because a lot of it's really not making sense.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like, so about the job postings and the consignment things and this and that. Like, the thing is, like, a company that is heading toward Chapter 11 is going to try to function on the other side. So if I see job postings, if I see this and that, like, that makes sense to me. Like, I mean, hell, even me personally, I went to work for a company going bankrupt because I was like, could be fun, right?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because stuff's on fire, stuff moves 1,000 miles an hour. Like, the comp is good, right? Because nobody wants to work there. So honestly, if you're halfway decent and they're going bankrupt, like, people they'll pay. So, and then if it fails, you just go to the next town and do it all over again, right? Like, right,
but then you have on your resume that you worked for, a bankrupt company. I mean,
right,
it's like.
The flip side of that is people always want to know what it was like on the inside of the Titanic right before it's going down. Like, what they do wrong, what they do better, what would you have changed, right? Because companies, they get distressed, and
This is how naive and how stupid PP is. He says, oh, you'd have on your resume, you worked for a bankrupt company. Yeah? Where do you think all the Lehman Brothers guys went? Where do you think all the Bear Stearns guys went? Any company that's ever gone under, every executive goes somewhere else. You know why? Same thing what he's about to tell you. People want to know how it went wrong, and maybe you learn from your mistakes. Maybe you're just as good. It's a bad business. But you're thinking about it in terms of you run a business, not that you work for one. This is why you don't understand this whole deal. This whole I work for myself, I'm a boss, I have a business. Guess what? Your business fails, you failed. That's not what happens in corporate America. People want to know what experience do you have and what have you gone down. Because if you've been on the other side of that table and you know exactly what went wrong, well, then maybe you'll avoid those landmines moving forward. That's why. These guys make money top and bottom. David Caston doesn't jump around from company to company to company because, oh, he's so good. Oh, everybody wants him. They're going to pay him more and more and more. No, he goes around from company to company because he's a bankruptcy lawyer. It's spectacular.
What was working and not working in those final moments, that is actually valuable experience. And so if you have the flexibility to take those kind of positions, like, I think it's interesting because I mean, I did work at a place where they get like 2% gain a year, and I was just like, I was falling asleep every day, right? But like, you go to this bankrupt company going bankrupt, and it's like, oh great, $10 million bill can't pay, awesome, right? So, and you got to figure it out. So I think that's way more exciting, than. But and each their own, right? We all have different strengths,
right? All right. So what do you think about the, I don't know if I think maybe we already answered this, the 40 million shares no longer in the Bed Bath Treasury according to today's filing?
So treasury stock is stock you purchased back. So if it's no longer in there, then my knee jerk would be they've sold it. But that's a good question. Let me dig into that post stream and I'll shoot you a note.
Yeah, they sold 40 million, 35 million.
Okay. Gregith with the 5 says retail isn't holding the majority of shares that were supposedly sold into the market. We have 430 million plus outstanding shares that were sold. Who has them? I don't know, man. There's NDAs in place and shit. It's like, yeah, man. I mean, this is like, I know, surface level numbers because you're a numbers guy. I know that you're not, because you're not too heavy into the filings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know you breeze through them, you read them and stuff. But numbers wise, sure, doesn't look good on paper. But we gotta have hope in the company. Gotta trust the board, man, that they're gonna steer the ship in the right direction. So,
all right, put show on pause real quick.
That's pretty much it.
I found it.
Much it.
Yeah. I found it. Only because I remember. Guys, only because I remember. Remember, these guys who don't watch Connecting the Dots don't know what the hell we're talking about. But I remember seeing the name, and now I understand it. Okay, Michael Keith. Keith, how you doing? You've done everything. Remember, Dick's Sporting Goods. They bought out the Golfsmith, right? That's your girl. That's your girl, Sue Gov, right? Apollo, Sue Gov. Apollo, Hudson Bay. I know what you're doing here, Hilco, because Hudson Bay Company was owned by Catalyst Group. Now listen, the Catalyst Capital Group, if you guys don't know, they're out of Canada. Newton Glassman, he's the one who started that, guys. Now, he also owns another company called, where's the other company? Oh, I can look at him. It's here. The other company here is the Catalyst Capital Corp. They got sued because Catalyst and Catalyst, whatever, we're trading back and forth and racking up the price, kind of like FTX and their little sub, whatever their group was called. I can't remember right now. It doesn't really matter. Just know he got sued on this stuff but he was the CEO at Catalyst too, right? So he was also CEO of this group, and he ran the second largest private equity firm in Canada. This guy right here, Newton Glassman. This is Catalyst, guys. There's a reason why I'm showing you this, because from Catalyst, what they did, they put somebody new on the board after they got caught up with their bullshit. They put Patrick Dalton. He's in charge, the CEO. If you don't know who Patrick Dalton is, don't worry. I'll show you. That's right. Patrick Dalton, Mr. Apollo himself. Mr. Dalton is an accomplished investment management executive with over 25 years experience in private credit markets, including senior leadership positions at Fifth Street Asset Management Group, Gordon Brothers Finance Company. Oh, wait, didn't we just find out about them and the linens and things? He's part of that whole group? Yes, and Apollo Investment Corporation, Goldman Sachs. This is an Apollo guy. This is who he is, and he was on their deal. Now, why am I showing you this? Why should you care? Because Catalyst Group is with Hudson Bay, right? And not Hudson Bay, the capital, Hudson Bay Company. That's why it's connected. If you don't know, then you don't know. Catalyst, hi. What did they own, guys? I'm going to give it to you. What did they own before they... Catalyst, your boys here. Let's go to Apollo. Let's go to this. Let's go. Oh my God. The fresh market. The fresh market. Tendered in full and going private, led by Apollo. That's right. Sue Gov. Gov. Don't give a shit. This is what you're with. This is how it works, guys. How can I tie this all together? How can I make you make sense? How can I make it make sense for you? Sue Gove runs Bed Bath & Beyond. She's in power position because they planted her there. Previously, she was with the Fresh Market. And when she was with the Fresh Market, board of directors selected by Apollo. It's an Apollo-owned company. They bought it from Catalyst. Apollo and Catalyst are partners. I showed you Patrick Dalton. They just put him in place as CEO. No problem. And that's because of the Gordon deal, right? That he had as well. He's been with Linens and things. They've all had ties to Hilco and Restore. This is how they do it. They gut companies for all their assets and they give them away to people. Go look at Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's Sporting Goods bought out Golfsmith. They bought him out, and that's part of this as well with Hilco. If you don't understand this, guys, if you don't understand how it's all connected, you're going to be fucked. Bed Bath & Beyond is selling off right now. Connect these goddamn pieces. Please. I've been studying this stuff every day. That's why when I read it, I said, what the hell? I've read this before. Hilco. I know who was on the board of directors over there. Mark Bellingson was there. He's on the board of directors of Apollo right now, on the board of directors of Athene right now. And they do an equity deal, and everyone's like, consignment deal for $120 million. Not a big deal. You don't understand. They have no money whatsoever. They can mask it any way they want to. This is getting leveraged right now in real time. And here I am watching the PP show fall apart, but they don't understand the partnerships that are out here. 30 cents, Moon. There's a rocket coming. Pay attention, people. I know she was. I know she was the CEO of Golfsmith. I know this stuff, man. This is my point. Everything she's touched has gone bankruptcy leveraged. Everything. Whether it ever files for Chapter 11 is not the point. When they merge, that's it. It's over. You don't go Chapter 11 because you don't want everyone else in on the deal. You don't want people, you don't want a judge and lawyers deciding where your assets go. You want to spin it off yourself. So you leverage yourself to certain entities. Hudson Capital, not Hudson Bay, the company. I get that part. Don't worry, I already connected that part. But Hudson Capital, Gordon, and Hilco were all part of Linens and Things. Guess which ones are all part of Bed Bath & Beyond right now? All of them. And who was the player there? Who was the main one there? Apollo. Apollo was the main guy, and they are the main guy. I wish to God you guys knew how it all works. And you guys do. But these gaggle of fucks over here smiling and thinking things through, I don't know why. Because you don't study this shit. You don't see the connections. You can't connect the dots. They'll never see this clip because I'm not clipping it for them.
So give us some closing thoughts, because we're going to move on in about 10 minutes to our next guest. Bears, give us some closing thoughts, man. What you think, what you kind of want to tell these people at home, what you personally believe on your way out, any opinions you want to give anyone based off of what you're seeing.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on again. I didn't want to like bum everyone out. I just kind of want to like, because we knew, I said in Q3, like when we look ahead to Q4 results, like they're going to be objectively bad. Like we know this, but if you're in it, then you're really looking for the messaging, right? Like, how is she preparing for the next day? Okay, so if you're in this, like how is she going to deal with the reduced footprint? How are they dealing with the e-commerce? This consignment thing, is it producing the margins that we want to produce? Like, how is she going to manage liquidity? Like those kind of long-term questions. Okay, that's what I want to know as an investor, and then take my math and do better with it.
How are you going to take 20% off your product with your coupon and inverse pay consignment fees? Because it's not free. You have no net margin. Your cost to sales is going to shrink. Then you're going to offset that with SG&A, and you're going to find out that your net profit is zero, beyond zero, negative something. You're doing it on purpose. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Because again, I really just show people the structure of this stuff. I do think it's a tough road, because given the stock price, if you're talking to get back to $1, that's a triple increase, right? So I assume now if you've held to this point, you're probably pretty thick skin about it, but just know that it's going to get harder going forward. So again, just, manage, if you have to reposition, you reposition, right? It's not the end of the world. Stuff happens. We all, stuff happens, right? Like I would prefer people not be so hard on themselves and others if they have to, like Pete, like if he had to sell, he had to sell, right? He gave a lot to the community. Like, so I just, let's be kinder with each other when stuff gets hard. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, like you can find me on Reddit and just ping me directly. So
cool. We appreciate you coming on the show. Wish we could have you longer. We just, again, we don't have too much to go over, but when we hit earnings, you'll be on a lot longer, and we'll say.
No, you don't wish you would have him longer, because he just told you right now to sell, and you literally said nothing. You said, cool. But it's not going with your narrative, so you're not going to crack it up with them. You're not going to joke with them. He told you what it is. Reposition means sell. And over here, you got fucking ABC, who looks scared as all hell that his wife's listening and his ball's about to be in a vice.
Here, have a good time, and we'll kind of dissect those earnings, and we'll really see what's going on, truly, So.
Sounds good. All right, well, good luck, y'all. Have fun.
All right. Everyone give Bears some love on his way out. See you later, man.
A legend to be, bet the Meon's not even going to make $5 billion this year. No. They're going to fall. Their footprint's small. They close down everything. They have nothing. They have no inventory to sell. You're going to see how bad this really is.
All right. Next guest we have, I saw Carter joining, but he was backstage. Let me see what's going on. We have Houston Wade coming up next.
Oh,
Let's go ahead and hear from Houston Wade.
He doesn't even know who Houston Wade is.
Maybe he just joined.
There's Carter.
Oh, Carter's in here now. All right.
This guy's embarrassing. He tells everybody that I'm a GameStop guy. I believe in Ryan Cohen. I believe in AMC. I believe in GameStop, whatever he says. And then you don't know who I am. You don't know who Cosmic is. And you don't know who Houston Wade is. And I'm not saying we're everybody, but if you're in those investments, you definitely know who one of us is. That's bullshit. And you bring guys on your show and you're like, hey man, who are you? Hey, well, what are you all about? What are you all about?
Let's bring in Carter as well. Hey, Carter, how you doing?
This fucking guy.
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, wait, there you go. You're good. You're good. Yeah, I can hear you.
Good, dude. What's going on?
Good. Hang on 1 second here. Bear says, thanks all. My Reddit handle is the username. Check out Bears if you'd like, man. We have a special guest, man, in here backstage. Hold on 1 second. Fuck. None of my fucking shit is ready to go. So just imagine that Papa Roach is playing in the background and then Roach suddenly appears, okay? Next time I'll have it like pre-ready that I can pull up quickly, okay? Roach, what's up?
Good evening.
Hey, what's going on?
Just getting settled in.
Awesome. We have Houston Wade backstage. Sit tight for just a few minutes, Houston. Get your shit ready to go. We'll bring you in. You're just backstage right now. I did want to hear real quick just a couple thoughts, man. Like what everything you're kind of deciphering right now. Let's go about 5 minutes, and then we're going to bring in Houston Wade.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Want to hear your opinion?
Sure.
And also Carter's as well. So you can go, and then Carter can answer after.
All right. Pretty long evening deciphering. Just some oddballs that we're seeing.
I can't stand these guys who've been on Reddit forever, like Roach, and they talk shit, but they never show who they are. Like, what are you afraid of? Doxing yourself? I mean, who are you? You're nobody. You're just a fucking guy on Reddit. Say something. Do something. Yeah, bro. Marantz, I have a problem with this DD. He's all wrong. Hey, Roach! Hey, Roach, I'm going to take this time. Roach, that's my fake laugh. That's my laugh I do when I laugh at you. I'm right. And I've been right. I told you so. Sorry for yelling in the mic. I know it flats out. What kind of name is Roach anyway? You're going to die anyway, bro. I know the nuclear bomb's hit and Roach has survived. Not this one. The nuclear bomb that is Beth, and Numbnuts. All of you. Carter. He's old enough to do what? Fucking wash my car? Where did this kid come from? Yeah, I'll say it. He's in a house all over. Mom and dad are not here, guys. Turn on the camera. Let's go. I know kids like you. I watched kids like you growing up. Like, I used to be like, you're the kind of guy, Carter, that joins into a Yahoo chat channel, and you're like this, looking for the cameras. Like, she's got a cam. I got a cam. Hey, babe, age, sex, location. Yeah. Are your parents home? Look at this kid. Gonna give me advice on what? We're really reading into these filings, are you? Because while all you gaggle of fucks were here doing the show, I was reading, I was examining, I was finding things, and guess what? I already popped your cherry. I already know what it is. Carter. Oh, what kind of name is that, by the way?
That's for the consignment shit this morning. I mean, it's a nothing burger. I'm really happy they're getting inventory. The cost at which it's being done is, another story. But at this point, I'm just happy to have product on the shelf. So,
you're going to gloss over it? At this point, just happy to have product on the shelf. You're just going to gloss over, and you even say it to yourself, what it cost. You guys don't have any room for error here. I'm serious. You're under the microscope of everything. Defaults are here. They're already been here. Yeah, just having to put product on the shelf. Well, let me know when we start selling your ass. That's the only way you're going to make money.
Sue's doing what needs to be done to keep the business running. That's fine. I do want to talk briefly about the reverse split vote date that we just got after hours. Mm-hmm. So right now we're currently paying JP Morgan big fucking money every week. 15 million, I think, is this week. We have a 300 million ATM that you can't sell because at 30 cents we'll run out of shares, after you.
The hell are you talking about you can't sell? You don't have a choice. You have a choice. You sound like the guy who's going to lose his job. You go, hey, man, that's fine, but we're going to have to give you a minimum wage job down there. Now you're going to have to work part-time over there. That's the only job we have. I ain't starting at the bottom. No way you're going to sell my shares at 30 cents. No way, man. 300 million and doing a reverse stock split. So the chances are they're going to raise $100 million, survive another month, if that, make the next payment, right? They're going to make the payment right here in April. And then what are they going to do? They're going to get to May, do the reverse stock split and dilute the shit. Not only 20-1 reverse stock split, they're going to put 900 million shares on top of that. Did you know what the ratio is of your equity at that point? It is 1/20th of the 900 million. Can I explain that to you one time? It's not 18 million shares. It's not 180 million shares. It's literally 1.8 billion. Am I wrong there? 18 billion shares. I apologize. I'm not good at math. 18 billion. Am I right? 20 times 9 is what? God. Yeah, I think I'm right. 180. So maybe it's, God, if you're thinking about in ratios here, the float's gonna be fucking ginormous. Because 900 million, you could basically say it's a 20 shares for every 900 million. I'm not good at this stuff. I gotta ask myself. I'm not good at math. You guys know this. 900 million is gonna be the float, and you're gonna times that because it's by 20. Because if you're pre-split, yeah. Holy shit. 18 billion shares. No way it gets diluted that much. 18 billion. Yeah, that would be the equity ratio. I know you guys are not tracking because a lot of you Bed Bath & Beyond guys don't listen to math. I'm just letting you know you're fucked. If you thought 30 cents is bad, guys, buy in now. It's got to go up. According to you, wrong. He says it's going up next week.
You raise 100.
And it will, probably, to 40 cents, to 60 cents. Oh, my God. It's up 100%, guys. The morass is here. Oh, my God. Gaston. Yes, we want to tell you. Quick, we want to tell you. This stock's going up. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my investment's incomplete? Wouldn't you think I'm a boy who has everything? I've got 4 friends. They tell me I'm bold. How many pots can I smoke this bowl? You guys are all gross, losing everything you have and taking people with you.
$100 million. So pretty much impossible to use that down here. Actually kind of foolish to use it down here. You won't have the authorized shares to do it. Sue's telling you, hey, we need the reverse split by the 26th, so we're going to go fucking bankrupt.
Right.
But they dragged their feet on the reverse split vote, and now we're voting on May 9. So, what one is it, Sue? Am I going fucking bankrupt on Friday, or are we going to vote on May 9th? So it doesn't add up. And I think you talked about this earlier, but I'll mention it again. The company did have 150 million ATM that they didn't fully utilize. Last time they sold was in October. Mm-hmm. They didn't leverage it in November, December, January, or February when we were up against the wall. It makes absolutely no sense why you wouldn't use that, especially when JPM's breathing down your neck in January, telling you you're fucked.
Right.
Why? Why didn't we do it? I think Apollo's telling us what to do. Sue's out there carrying the big stick. When you're filing for bankruptcy, you put a female CEO in charge. Guys, I'm not sexist. I'm letting you know. The optics are, take it easy. The optics are, we don't want to blame her for everything. This is a very likable play. Better than what's going on with Adam Aaron. He's a villain. Sue is just unassuming. I'm trying, guys. This new equity that I'm getting, $120 consignment. Guys, we're really trying to push for this. Hashtag using fucking things on Twitter. Like, what are you doing, Sue? You trying to get something trending here? You're the female version of Adam Aaron, really? Making all the wrong moves on purpose? Never.
So that's odd. I do want to talk briefly about Newell because we found last night that their CFO actually made $1 million purchase recently, mid-March, which pretty much, and if you look at the purchase, it looks like a manual purchase, not a planned purchase, because it had some options, and I don't know who planned purchases $1 million. It's a fucking wild plan if it is.
I already told you, if it's Newell, guys, you're in trouble. Newell is Apollo. They have 5 directors on their board right now that are on board of directors for 5 Apollo companies. Everybody's in on it.
This one's
right. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, okay, the Caesar's Palace coup. If you have not read this book, guys, I went to Barnes & Noble's trying to get the hardback. They didn't have it. They said they could order it. $20. It was a paperback. I'm still trying to get this book. I listened to it on tape. I want it on book. I want to reread a lot of it. I listened to another interview, 2 interviews, 3 interviews about the book. Guys, everybody's in on these deals. What happens, guys, okay? What happens is they tell each other what's going to go down. And when you do it this way, there was a video that I saw. Right here. There was a video I saw about this. Was it here? How long ago was this one? 2 minutes. Oh, yes. Look at this. This is good interview.
Give us the backstory on this.
So they have been really in a fight for the last couple of months here. It's been maybe 6 months of back and forth, including lawsuits, mudslinging, all kinds of things that you just don't normally see when companies are going through restructuring. It's been a very public process.
Okay, so tell us what each side wants then.
So you have the bondholders, which Elliott is one of the most aggressive bondholders of Caesars Entertainment. And then...
well, he's trying to take down Argentina, so...
Right, exactly. That's the backstory, right? So super aggressive. Lots of barbs that they're willing.
So that's Elliott. Elliott is Paul Singer. Okay, they hold bonds. They're the senior ones. They're the first bonds. The secondary is BlackRock and Leon Black. Just giving you the background.
To throw at the private equity firms, that's totally fine with them.
Okay.
So they've actually filed, they're behind a lawsuit that we've reported about.
Behind the lawsuit against
Caesars, and then naming some of the directors of Apollo who are obviously part of the Caesars board as well.
Okay, so, and they're pushing for, okay, so Singer is pushing for what exactly for the bondholders?
He wants as much of the pie as he can possibly get. The biggest part of the Caesars whole enterprise is the one that is going to be going through bankruptcy. That's the plan right now. And there's just not enough to give to all the creditors who are involved here. So he's just trying to push for as much as possible. And then separately, he wants to get a nice slice of the equity as well. So that's really what they're trying to do there.
Okay, and the other side, Leon Black is saying what?
Trying to keep hold of this whole thing. Apollo is known for being very aggressive in terms of structuring how it's able to keep control of different entities here in Caesars, and they've been masters of that. So they've created all these different companies to move assets, that's what creditors say, away from some of these bondholders and retain as much control as possible.
They created companies and or partnered with companies to hold as many assets as possible. Are you understanding what's happening right now with Bed Bath & Beyond? It's the same aspect. All the creditors are trying to get money. They're all trying to get paid. Okay, guys? And right now, you have companies, distressed credit investors, who are saying, well, my notes get paid first, your notes. We don't have enough money to go around. There's no money here. But a company like Hilco can come in and go, you know what, we're going to give you 120. You think they're giving up 120 for free? What do you think their portion of the pie is? What do you think the footnote on that lien is? There's people positioning themselves for the leverage of the bankruptcy that's here. It's not a recovery play. It's not a GameStop, oh my God, we're going to make decisions. It's not the same thing because GameStop, doesn't matter about share prices. Like people, I hate this. They try to compare, well, when GameStop was at that price, and then now they're at this price. And no, GameStop didn't have the debt these guys have. GameStop had an investor that came in with his own cash, boom, and put it up against the debt. Who's doing that here? Nobody. You can't do it. That's why Ryan got out. Ryan said, holy shit, this is worse than I thought. Hey, Carl, you want to have lunch? Let's talk about this. Carl's right there. Well, well, Newell is Apollo, You know how you know that? Because are you listening? What she's saying? She's saying that Apollo positioned themselves to have as many assets as possible. But do you know who's on the board of directors for Caesars? Three executives for Newell were on the board of directors for Caesars. You don't think that's how they're managing that influence? You're oblivious.
And how is this going to get resolved?
It's going to be through a bankruptcy court. It's going to be a judge coming down and saying, okay, this is a plan that we can approve. I approve of this. Bankruptcy is fine. We can cut through some of this debt. But there are going to be other bondholders who haven't been involved in the talks thus far, in the negotiations, who will come forward in the bankruptcy, and they will have lots and lots to say about how this deal has worked out.
And guess what? They still won't get paid. They'll get 60 cents instead of 75, right? How much are you going to get on that bond? People are going to settle for 20 cents, right? No one is. People want the full. They want to get reimbursed. That's how bankruptcy works. If you guys even see why you don't want to go to court, why you want to play it out the way Bed Bath & Beyond's playing it out, this is why they haven't filed. This is why they're hiring new people every day. Why they have partnerships the whole way through. People are not paying attention to how bankruptcies play. Go study bankruptcies. I don't know every aspect of it, but I have been watching. Not only did I stay at a Holiday Inn, I also am paying attention to every private equity firm bankruptcy, and I go read about it. And I'm just like, really? Redbox? They use the same groups that you see Bed Bath & Beyond using? They did it that way? Well, who owned Redbox, guys? Apollo did. Holy shit. How don't you understand? Everyone knows when a company's going under, all the vultures show up. It's not just one, guys. It's not one vulture. It's vultures, plural. And they're hovering. And they're seeing how much of that carcass can they get. It's real. I'm not daydreaming this shit, guys. I'm not making this shit up on my own.
It does appear as if Newell doesn't have non-material or non-public material information. So I want to put that out there. However, in the same breath, when I was looking at that, I went back and looked at Larry's, because I've always thought GME is the one who needs baby, and they need it bad because they need revenue and growth, which they don't have. So I went back and looked at Larry's because I thought, hey, Larry Buy-in is definitely throwing GME's hat out of the ring, and they're not in it. But Larry's purchase was exactly 5,000 shares, which is a token buy. And it's very consistent with what a plan would be set up, like a pre-planned purchase. So I looked a little bit closer, and I read the rules around planned purchases, and the SEC actually recommends that your planned purchases happen shortly after the annual earnings. And if you notice, Larry bought a couple days after annual earnings. He also bought over on a 50% gap up, which is pathetically stupid for a manual buy. Like, Larry's not that dumb. Why wasn't he buying it, at $15 all fall, and now he's going to buy it after it pumps 50% on earnings? So Larry's buy has all the hallmarks of a planned buy. And I want
5,000 is a very, very low buy for someone like Larry Chang.
It's right in the window when you would do it.
Yeah, 100 grand is a very low buy. 100 grand is not that big of a buy. You value how much exactly? Wait till you hear what Houston Wade has to say. Oh, God, I can't wait.
A plan buy. And you'll notice he said nothing on Twitter like he did last time. Also, his boy Cohen, who bought with him.
Did you hear these guys talk? I'm playing them at 1.5 speed, guys. This is why I tell you guys this. When you know about the information, like you understand it all, you don't need notes. You can just spit shit out. Boom, 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 boom. If you study it and you know it and you embed it in your brain, they don't do this. This guy's talking so slow, you're lucky I have him at 1.5. Hey, Roach, stop getting high on your own supply.
Last time, not a fucking peep. No buy. So as much as I said the other night, like, it looks like GameStop's not in, on second look, I'm going to take that back. But I will say it does.
GME's back on the menu, boys.
It does look like Newell is probably not to go. Now, Brett is a separate entity.
So those Newell buys weren't automatic as well, right?
No, they don't look like plan buys. They look very manual. Okay. Yeah, huge amounts, and there was options mixed in with it, which is not typical of a plan buy.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Cool. I see you copy in there too, and then we need to bring on Houston Wade. Carter, is there anything you want to contribute, and then we can bring in Houston Wade?
Just on the consignment deal, it can be spun as bullish if an acquirer wants new goods to come in when they've emptied out the old inventory that, some of it still had been having haul.
Hey, yo, Carter, well, before you start talking about consignment deals and why it's bullish, go do your fucking homework, kid. And I'm not talking about homework on consignment deals. I'm talking about that homework assignment you have from middle school, bro. You're going to tell me it's bullish? What fucking homework do you know? You guys go Google consignment? Is that what you did? What the hell are you talking about, Carter? I just showed... Oh, my... He's going to give me advice right now. Hold on, Carter. You think this through, bro. Think this through. And right after, I want to hear your book assignment on the book Dear Mr. Hinchhaw. And after that, I want to hear what you have to say about The Catcher in the Rye. And we're going to go ahead and read Othello. I don't fucking know. Whatever you're doing in high school, bro. This kid just got out. He's like, I took econ, U.S. history, economics. Yeah, I took all, and I took accounting AP.
I see you copy in there too, and then we need to bring on Houston Wade. Carter, is there anything you want to contribute, and then we can bring in Houston Wade?
Yeah.
Just on the consignment deal, it can be spun as bullish if an acquirer wants new goods to come in when they've emptied out the old inventory that, some of it still had been having hallmarks of the old, like the old distribution setup, the way that, however, that they were buying certain goods in which. So like getting 120 million with no money up front for this inventory is pretty bullish if you want to spin it a certain way. You know what I mean? That takes confidence as well, just to $120 million to a bankrupt company isn't really something that many people do. Also, kind of like how JP Morgan wasn't too worried about the ABL in January, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. They don't understand bankruptcies. Tell it to me one more time, okay? Listen to me, Carter. Why would any company give up $120 million worth of inventory? Why would they? Oh, that's right. Because when shit goes bankrupt, people get paid. Lenders get paid. Certain ones do. Certainly the ones they're partnered with, right? Apollo has a pie on everything. Oh, you don't think so, huh? You guys still think I'm in the shadows here. You think I'm wrong. You guys are fucking clowns. Let me tell you, you don't understand bankruptcies. Everyone's willing to give money to someone when they know they're still going to get paid. The only one that doesn't make money is you, the investor. The common holder, the common shareholder is the last one in line. And guess what? There's no money for you. Oh, there's no money for you. Put your hands out, okay? And what do they always say? Shit in one hand and want in the other and see which one fills up first. And in your case, PP, put this shit in both. Rub it on. You lost it all, bro. You lost it all. Hey, guys, what squeeze again? To what? It's going to go to $2. Oh, baby. I'm sorry. I'm breathing like we just got done with the little session.
It's real weird shit, man.
Also worth mentioning on that note that JP Morgan uses the inventory to back the ABL, and JP Morgan has no lien on this inventory. The vendors do. So this is another example of JP stepping to the side to make sure this business can function.
Hey, JP stepping on the side. You don't think JP's the first one to get paid out of this deal? You don't think JP makes money in the bankruptcy the whole way through and the new acquisition of the new company? JP Morgan doesn't care? Run that shit. Run it back. Run it down. God, holy hell. I would slap you with a kiss, but you'd probably like it.
That's right. And it is possible with ATMs, it's possible for an acquirer to use the broker-dealer to acquire the shares as well through technically the similar channel as a retail investor. But there's nothing that in a covenant, especially we already had the anti-takeover dropped, as we know, in the last 2 weeks, right? So that would allow an acquirer to get involved on an offering and buy in, basically, if that makes sense too. So we don't know who holds all these new outstanding shares because
what's up?
Converted preferreds end up, as outstanding commons. So we don't know who owns all these shares, right? And we're still in reg show. And we just found out with the reverse split today that we finally got a date after 84 years of not knowing, right? But then as many have mentioned, as I mentioned on the sub earlier, $300 million, 260 million shares issuable right now at 36 cents. That's $90 million. You know what I mean? So to get the 300 million from where we're at right now, and then now we have a reverse split. It's also almost 2 weeks after the 426 deadline when we already thought that we had a countdown to bankruptcy. There's just more questions being added to the table here. That's pretty much what I got from today's two.
You're muted, Tendy. Or
call me Tendy.
See, this is where I spend most of my time.
Yeah, I could tell. All right, we're gonna go ahead and Gregeth, I will get it pulled up. Just give me a second. Let's get through some guests first, and then we'll pull it up about 9 o'clock. Chat, I want you guys to welcome Houston Wade. You guys sent me his way, and you told me he'd be a great guest to bring on for an interview here. Love to have him today. So let's go ahead and first bring in UCopy. UCopy, what's going on?
Hey, man.
You wrong.
Then we're gonna go ahead and bring in Houston Wade. Everybody, give a fucking warm welcome to Houston Wade, man. What's up, dude?
What's up, Houston?
We can't hear you.
Thank God.
Go to your cog. Go to your cog and restream. Click the cog and then go to audio and then make sure you have your input settings set properly to the mic that you want to talk out of.
I'm looking for something. Guys. I read something.
Yeah, we can hear you.
There we go. All right. Found it. There we go. Hello.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the show, man. How you been?
Fantastic. Just got done doing my own, and as usual, you have my audience. So cool.
Awesome, man. And a couple people said that you talk about Bed Bath & Beyond, or what's the main focus of your show? Out of curiosity.
I talk about anything people bring up in the chat. So if they bring up Bed Bath & Beyond, I talk about Bed Bath & Beyond. If they're bringing up GME, I talk about GME. If they're bringing up history or politics or science, I talk about that.
Let's avoid the politics.
Yeah. So you're bringing on Houston Wade, and you have him surrounded by a bunch of dudes. and you're asking what he talks about on his show. And he said, and pretty much anything, you like that. Houston Wade does not talk about anything. Because if I go on there and I want to talk about fraud and lying and grifting, he won't have that conversation. But he's not invited around me. This guy's the biggest criminal out of all these dudes. More than you, PP. That guy's a real criminal. Okay, he's a grifter beyond belief. But that's why he showed up. And let's go ahead and see this bullshit for a second, because you're going to love the lies that come out.
I was one of the folks who got burned on calls back at the end of August.
Ooh,
and
okay.
I turned $325 into $108,000.
There you go. There's the first lie. I turned $300 into $108,000, and you didn't sell. Right. Oh, you didn't sell the $300 whatever you made. You didn't sell when it hit 20,000. You didn't sell when it hit 50,000. You didn't sell when it hit 70,000. Oh no, it hit 100,000, and you didn't sell. Right. This fucking guy. This guy grifts off the crowd for money off Patreon at $5 a pop, but he didn't sell for $100,000. You're the best non-seller ever. You're diamond hands, bro. Diamond hands. Options, guys. That's what it is. That's his story. I'm gonna let you tell it.
And was holding at 30 whatever dollars when after hours Ryan Cohen announced he had sold everything, and it went blink.
Yeah, it was gone. After
it was gone. Yeah, I was like, one more day, and then I'm selling, and then oh well, such is life, right? But I'm currently looking at some lotto ticket plays because calls are so cheap right now that there's weirdness in the air.
Well, the stock is so fucking cheap too, man.
Yeah,
Jesus, 36 cents. You really can't get a better fucking entry point.
Yeah, especially for a company that's doing $7 billion a year in sales.
Correct.
If you want to make an analogy, GameStop, April of 2020, you could buy the entire company for $200 million, and they did $5.5 billion a year in sales. So this is the same type of thing. You buy all of Bed Bath & Beyond for $100 million, and you can control $7 billion plus a year in sales and get Bye Bye Baby out of it.
That is not the same thing. This is how uninformed everybody is. You're misinformed, by the way, guys. It is not the same thing as GameStop. GameStop's float was down to that price point, but the shares out were like 60 million. Okay. AMC is at this Bed Bath & Beyond is at this price point right now, and their float is at like 500 million shares now. But pretty much, I'm pretty sure on this today. In addition to that, their crazy debt over leverage, the worst board you could ever invest with. How the hell is it the same thing? And he will paint it up that way just to say, well, yeah, these are great buys, these are great entry point. It's never a good entry point on a company that's failed, that's terrible. There's never a great entry point. By the way, Costco up 6% in sales for this month. I don't want to tell everybody about that shit. This is funny though. But Houston, we have a problem. You're lying. You're lying.
So
those sales numbers are way different today.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they are changing at all times. Yeah, and they did. They closed 20% of their stores and magically lost 20% of their revenue. So,
right.
So there is something weird in the air because I do think some big fish want a piece of them, and either to pull it apart or to completely revamp the entire business.
Mm-hmm. And so, have you been following any of like the filings coming out?
Look, if one of PPC's guys says PPC's not knowing who Houston is criminal, and then PPC said, "I just heard about him yesterday." You heard about him yesterday, and then you had to get him on the channel. You don't even vet him to know what he's about, what he's talked about, his criminal record, his history. Oh yeah, slander, lies, a pathological liar. Nothing. We're the only ones who've been talking about him for 2 years.
Oh, I mean, do you actively read about this stock?
Okay. To me, the filings can be read in a couple different ways.
Sure.
So the reason why Ryan Cohen pulled out in August was because they weren't giving him what he wanted, which was Bye Bye Baby. And but he still has a couple people on the board. It still seems like there's stuff happening in the background. He left, was it Dragon whatever?
Dragonfly.
Yeah, Dragonfly.
How doesn't he know who Dragonfly is? Houston. You don't know shit. Oh.
I left that and to open up possible takeover ability. I'm not sure. But what Bed Bath will be stuck in if they don't have a savior come in is they'll be stuck in the debt spiral where they do the reverse splits, they get their stock back up above the dollar, they have a boatload of loans they can't pay off, they sell a bunch of stock and it drops right back down, they do another reverse split, they sell they're gonna be stuck in that cycle unless somebody big and powerful comes along to sort of get their affairs in order. So like they're filing last week where they talked about they're going to sell upwards of $1 billion in shares at current prices. That's basically impossible. So they have to get that reverse split through, get the share price up, and then they can limit the number of shares they'd sell to reach that $1 billion limit. And would that $1 billion pay off enough of the burdensome debt to allow them to like get in the black again? I'm not quite seeing it. If Ryan Cohen and Carl Icahn are making this little cartel that will do something with Bed Bath & Beyond, I see the ability to do some really, really weird things. I was talking about this on my show the other day, that if they got supposedly $1.5 billion to play with for this is what I last read. And that would allow them, right now, forgetting the fact that Bed Bath & Beyond could issue numerous shares to stave off anything, they could buy the entire company for pennies, right? And if they want to buy the entire company for pennies, why wouldn't they also take hundreds of millions of dollars and buy at every single solitary level just a host of calls?
Yeah, they're going to do what you want. They're going to buy a host of calls at all these levels, and they're going to trigger their own MOASK. Okay, I got you. Mr. Fairy Tale Land, you've been doing those fairy tales for over 2 years. Good job there. I want to show you guys something. This is the ownership by insiders and institutional holders that hold more than 5% of Bed Bath & Beyond. As you can see here, guys, this is pretty crazy. 652,000 shares is all they own. I'm talking about all the insiders. They own 652, which Sue Gov bought $50,000 worth, or 50,000 shares, I'm sorry, and she has 115,000. Laura Crossan, guys, I want to know. I want to put however many, there's going to be 1,000 people watching this show or whatever. I want you guys in on this, okay? I'm trying to find out Laura Crossan, okay? Laura Crossan. All right. She's the VP financial management for Bed Bath & Beyond. But I want to know if she's related to James Crossan. Brother, sister, something. How is it? This is probably just the biggest coincidence of my lifetime. Or married. James Crossan. Okay. She's the CFO, the chief financial whatever. James is a CFO. He's a chief financial officer, and he works for Apollo. So I want to know, are these fools related? It's going to tell me something when I find it out. But I've been trying. I'm going up. Hey, guys, I bark up every tree. But James Crossan and Laura Crossan, I want to know. Look up Jim Crossan. Somebody, I'm giving you guys homework. Somebody get Kai's Malej on the case. Let him drive around town, find out who these guys are. Hey, they live in the same part of town. They both live in New Jersey, New York, right? They both work for one works for private equity. The other one works for Bed Bath & Beyond. I just want to know. It's just me, man. I just go down crazy rabbit holes. But anyway, back to this ownership screen here. We know that BlackRock does not own 12 million anymore. They now own less than that. They're down to 1.5% of the actual float because the float is crazy. It's inflated beyond belief. So these guys don't even own 1% of the float. They never will. It's so bad that if you do a 20-to-1 reverse stock split, you and I are going to have more shares. I could go buy more shares of Bed Bath & Beyond right now than Sue Gove has. Yeah, I got money, but I'm not going to buy this damn stock. Oh, hell no. This is crazy. Crazy. It's crazy, I tell you. Holy, what is that worth? That's not even, I don't even know what to tell you, man. Guys, go drive a cab for a while. You're going to be the CEO of this shit. Oh, it's embarrassing. All right, back to what they were saying. I apologize, guys. I get distracted.
Medium amount of calls for every week possible throughout the entire spectrum.
Yeah, we got
and
that.
the minute they start their buying for the company, start triggering those calls, start exercising them. And they could very easily, in a short period of time, have more calls being exercised than shares that exist, and the stock price could go absolutely bonkers to the point where the call writers have to purchase stock back from them in order to give them more stock from the options they just exercised. And this would allow them to not only rake in a pile of cash they could use to close out debt, pay everything else off, and give themselves a handsome chunk of change in the end, but they would easily control the company as well for that $1.5 billion they have. I'm not saying they are doing that or that's what they're doing, but if I were maniacal enough, I would definitely want to do something absolutely evil like that. Just be diabolical.
ABC, do you have some questions for Houston here?
I'm trying to digest some. I think Carter maybe You, brother? I'm just processing. I just saw that Newell dropped 3 files, so I'm actually going through them in the background as we listen.
All right, no worries. I'll let you dissect that. I'm going to bring in Pete the Shill. He wants to contribute also to the conversation.
Hey, boys.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good.
What's up, Pete?
You know, I know that kind of I was a little bearish.
Pete's my favorite guy. Pete's my favorite guy on the whole show. Oh, I love this guy. I'm telling you, Pete the Shill, Pete the pilot, Pete the idiot. I love this guy. Microwave on top of the fridge. Love him. That's his whole place right there, by the way, guys. Shit, it's a rough life. Work boots next to the house shoes, next to the dog bowl. Got it.
Before, and I still have those same concerns. And with Bears having kind of brought up the fundamental concerns of the play and the definite risk that of bankruptcy, right? That Bed Bath has, right? It's yes, those are the fundamentals, and it's scary. Okay, that's the fucking play. And but then you have to remember, it's a fucking meme stock. At the end of the day, Bed Bath is a meme stock, and anything can happen.
They literally sound like they're talking normal, and I have them at 1.5. That's every single one of them. None of them have it in them to just spout off and let it roll. They don't have it. They don't have it. They don't have it. I'm asking you, PP, you haven't talked of nothing in this show other than say, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Where is your opinion? Other than, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
And the value of the stock is not reflected by the the fundamentals generally.
People are saying, Pete, get back into the stock. Did you sell?
No, I'm not going to sell. God.
Why is there a rumor going on?
Yes.
Word is you paper-handed.
No, the word I literally, when I came on here last time, I said, I had 600 shares before, I got 1,000 now, so I increased my position around when it got down to around 40 cents or something like that. And I'm holding those shares, but I'm not going to. I literally said I'm not going to continue to average down at this point. Okay. That's literally all I said to the chat. I don't know why everybody thought I sold or whatever. I was very clear. Been very clear about my position.
Yeah.
Chat. And if you didn't know that, you weren't paying attention.
Yeah. So Houston Wade, I got a question for you, man. Yes. So if you've been watching Bed Bath, you've been watching all this stuff. Do you believe that this company itself is intentionally trying to drive itself into the ground, or do you think that this company is playing a card where they appear to be not very knowledgeable? Again, David Caston, tons of fucking people on this board that are big brain fucking people. I mean, these are very smart people in my opinion, specialties and things like that. Do you think that this company is heading towards some type of takeover / merger spinoff with Baby, or do you think that the board is intentionally trying to drive it to the ground based off what you see?
Man, because I think there's two sides to the company. I think there's the side that Brian Cohen put in there when he got his large stake, his little agreement.
This is exactly why you don't interview people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. He literally is talking about old news right now. Ryan Cohen's not in the company. The 3 people he took in there, 2 of them already left. There's only 1 guy left. This is embarrassing. And PP Seats doesn't correct them, doesn't say anything like, hey, well, no, that's not what's up. And then why would they say the board's doing bad things? Why would they say the board is not in on your side? Why would they say the board might be the enemy? Why did they even bring up the narrative? Oh, I know why. Because you watch this show. And you know exactly what I've said about your fucking board of directors.
A couple guys in there to bring the company out of this funk it's in.
Right.
And I do think that there are a lot of folks on the board who are still associated with short hedge funds who are trying to destroy it from within.
How do you know that, Houston Wade? How do you know that there's people on the board that are associated with short hedge funds and they're trying to destroy this thing from within? Is anybody going to give me credit around here? I'm just waiting. Or am I? I don't care. I know you bitches watch. I know damn well what happens. I post about Bed Bath & Beyond and you're all shivering. You're all shaking in your fucking boots. Oh my God, they're diluting right now. No, they're not, man. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that he's wrong, man. Oh, they are diluting. Nah, man, they're not filing for bankruptcy. See, it didn't happen, but they just did a consignment deal and they have no money. Running with Bears said that we have no more cash and we're going to go under. Nah, man, that's not true. That's not true. Math doesn't work.
So I think there's an ongoing battle happening with the actual board at Bed Bath & Beyond. And the whole white knight thing of Carl Icahn and Ryan Cohen stepping in to just sort of push it in that one direction. I think they have a model that can make the company profitable. They can make them a competitor. It can bring it into the umbrella of G-Merica if they want to.
There you go with G-Merica shit again. Hey, I would love to have Bed Bath & Beyond and G-Merica. I would. When none of these bitches are a part of it. When none of this debt is a part of it. But you bitches don't deserve it. All you Bed Bath & Beyond investors, all of you, you don't deserve it. You haven't worked it. You didn't study. You don't know what you're talking about. If you believe in the company, why aren't you buying right now in bankruptcy? I said it's going bankrupt. I'm going to buy it when it comes out of bankruptcy and I see who owns it and I see what it's all about. You're buying shit. You don't even know who owns it. Shout out to Snacks. He says he's going to run it back later. Thank you, Snacks. Oh, you're going to enjoy this show, Snacks. You're going to enjoy the whole damn thing. As far as Jake Freeman, of course I remember who he is. I could go look at his ties too. You're absolutely right. I didn't pay attention to his ties because back then I didn't really care. I was like, this is some kid who got lucky. We'll figure it out.
And do it much cheaper. I mean, Ryan Cohen made $75 million profit off of his play when he sold, which means he can almost buy the entire company with that $75 million that he made his profit when he sold back in August. So they could do a hostile take.
He can buy the shares. He can't buy the company. Can we just put that out there? Like you're being an idiot right now.
Over at any time, really. Even if Bed Bath were to try and fight it, I think they have enough cash to buy up the 3 billion shares they could potentially sell if there was a hostile takeover bid. So 50-50, which way it goes. If the board it manages to like get them stuck in a debt spiral, they might not last long enough for a takeover, and then any branding gets picked over at bankruptcy, and by then it might be too late. So the fact that the board has not carved out Bye Baby yet as a savior does make sense to me, because that company they could carve out Bye Baby and immediately have a $2-3-4 billion valuated company that's a subsidiary from them, and that might save their bacon. So I don't know why they haven't even bothered doing that.
Who says they're bacon, bro?
So I'm curious then, with the RS news, this company is so set for getting cash. They need cash very badly.
So check out PP Seeds, okay? Check out PP Seeds right now. I'm reading this chat, and it says right here, it says, I'm going to hedge my predictions. That's this guy, TPD, okay? Then as he scrolls down, TPD, I want to pay attention to what he says. He says, Ryan Cohen is absolutely not part of this. There's zero evidence pointing to it. There you go. That's good. Ted Bundy. I don't know what that's about. I'm not reading the rest of it. I'm just watching this. You copy, save us. Here comes you copy. I want to believe you with the lines in the right direction. Come on, you copy. You're going to get it right. Now, look what else he writes. Just what? I'm just showing you guys something. You sloppy. That's pretty funny. I like that. Doggy. Okay. Whatever. I'm still reading what he's writing. This guy says, you poppy. Sales isn't profit. Good job. There's something good. Here's the question you have to ask yourself. Why would someone step in and buy, then assume the debt, and they couldn't wait for bankruptcy and come in then? I've been saying that, which is great. And then I want to see, he goes, sorry, bud up. I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm reading it for a reason, guys. Watch this. Fair, except you could bid it up X billion and still be in the black. Good job, whatever somebody's saying. I suppose they could buy it and then immediately declare bankruptcy. That's possible. I wouldn't do it that way, but that's fine. So he's just talking, this guy. He says, you copy. What does the future hold for us? Read Bed Bath & Beyond's tarot card, okay? The tarot card, whatever they're called, the tarot cards. And then watch this. You copy, bankruptcy. That's what it reads. Cool. He says, PP, please bring back Kai's back on the show. So this guy says, okay, cool. Then he says, also Marantz. The guy says my name, and PP can't handle that part. And then he says, the Illustrated Finance says, I don't think Marantz will ever be coming on this show. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, Pete, this is a judge-free zone. Remember, they want both sides of the coin, but they really don't, right? We know this part. They don't care about the coin. They don't want the other few. They don't want that. And then he goes like this. He goes, Marantz, I doubt it. Correct. Marantz is never coming back. So what did PP say? Should this TPD guy be banned? I've never seen him in the chat saying some shit I'm noticing that's a bit weird. All he said was bring Marantz back onto the show. Okay, I guess not. And that's when you officially want to ban him because he said my name. That's ridiculous to say I want to ban. Look at what PP says. He says the PP show not yet. Look at it, goes, no, I hold shares. Right? What the F? I know he's confused. He's like, what the F? What the hell's going on? Why would you want to ban me? He's all, save me, PP. And he goes, stop talking about Marantz. Oh, so you're not allowed to talk about Marantz on the PP show? Is that it? You get banned if you talk about me? And look what he asked. He said Marantz is off limits? Dude, I didn't even know that. This is fucking hilarious. I'm the guy that's giving you the right info. Well, you've all been wrong. If you invested with my info, you'd all have money still. Yeah, you dumb fuck.
What's your opinion on, they state that they need the money by the 26th of April. Now they're saying the RS isn't until May. What are your thoughts going on through your head there?
It sounds like they're gonna be delinquent on something between then. Because even if they get the vote in May, and it gets approved, then you got another 15 days before they'd set a date of record, and so you look a couple months out. They may be in the process of negotiating, an extension on payments that are due, but they've got a lot of debt, just an obscene amount of debt to a lot of different parties, and right now any
Kai's is fine. Anyone who promotes Marantz gets insta-ban, and that's from PP himself. So let me get this right, PP. Anybody who says that my channel is giving out the right info, which we already have, which you're missing, all the pieces, and you didn't watch this show, you should. Oh, insta-banned. Wild, guys. This is wild. Not only am I banned, anyone who talks about me. Holy shit, what world do you live in? What little fucking box do you live in? God, you're a punk. Man, I hate guys who want to control the narrative. Dude, anybody could come into my channel and talk about anybody. Literally anybody and anything. Why mute it? Why fight? I run at it. Bring it. Weak as fuck, these kids, bro.
Renegotiating of that debt is going to result in probably higher.
Don't pick him. We don't let him play here. He's too good. No. Go play with those professionals. Leave us little guys alone. Little guys.
Interest rates than they're paying before, simply because that's where interest rates are. I don't know. They're maybe just doing some Hail Marys there, or we could be completely wrong, and the purpose of delinquent because their entire purpose of the company is to destroy it. So either way, I don't think it's necessarily good.
Yeah, I mean, and they have a fiduciary duty to not do that, so I would hope that's not the case. What do you hold any? Do you hold any shares in this company currently? Are you just eyeing calls at this time?
I have 500 shares at the moment, so not too many.
What is my name? Fucking Bruno? We don't talk about Marantz. No. We don't bring Marantz is awesome follow. No, not. Ha ha ha. You guys, wait for that icon lift to come, okay? I'm still waiting. That motherfucker's 90 years old. He can't lift shit.
I bought all those in the past couple of weeks, and I've got 100 call options that I had 250 there for the 21st because I got those couple.
Oh, for April?
For about a month and a half ago, thinking something's weird's going to happen.
Yeah.
It didn't, so that was complete.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at, like I said, it does feel weird that something is weird is going to happen, and I might buy some lotto tickets because you can get call options at $2-3 now for an array, not too far out. So, one of these days, that lotto ticket's going to pay off. I'm actually going to remember to sell or execute before it all collapses.
Because you never have it. You're not even buying in now. You're a liar. I'm buying some lottery tickets. One of these days I'm going to sell when it takes off. No, you're not doing anything. You're the worst investor of all time. You're here for YouTube views and clicks. That's it. Get the fuck out of here. Show me your orders. I show my buy orders in the chat to everyone. Show me yours. Did I show my Costco buy order to you guys? I know I showed it to the mods. They know I'm real. But this fucking guy, I'll let these guys tell you that I made the buy. Hey, I did. Oh, feels great.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a run before the RS. There could not be. I mean, anything is really possible with this stock. Roach, what do you think, man, about
there could be a run?
Well, I mean, May 9, you're going to get your vote results. You're going to RS shortly after May 9. Mm-hmm. Talking about liquidity concerns before May 9, as we know, we were given the April 26th date. Just actually talking about this with Texas Med right now, but we kind of thought about this. The consignment deal today for $120 million means that's $120 million that Bed Bath doesn't have to cycle into their inventory.
That's correct. Yeah.
So the inability to raise the ATM right now may have been circumvented with this consignment deal. So instead of blowing the cash coming in the door immediately on fronting inventory, they've just freed $120 million short-term capital.
Yeah,
that will buy them the time. And I know you probably talked about this, but the 3-week gap in May, where JPM has essentially said you don't owe us any money for these 3 weeks, is still a very big question mark. We have some possible explanations, but it's not very clear to us why JPM has decided for 3 weeks you don't have to pay me.
They're going to get paid.
I don't know, man. Like, it doesn't make sense to you either, right?
Yeah,
there's everything in general.
Strange.
It's so fucking strange, man.
The only reason why JPM would ever do it is if they were privy to knowledge of a takeover.
Correct.
Would all of these worries that we see.
I already told you they're privy to the knowledge. Carter, get smart, okay? Get Carter. Listen to me. You guys are all idiots. It's a bankruptcy leverage buyout. They either go bankrupt or you sell off. That's your only two options here. Nowhere in there does it say make you money, shareholders. This is crazy, man.
Seeing the filings useless.
I mean, this goes back to August. Why did JPM get 6th Street, which they have big influence over? Why would 6th Street pull out $300+ million out of their ass for something that's going to drive straight into the ground? And then in January, why does JPM waive default when they could have liquidated the thing 20 cents on the dollar and just walked? It's still not quite adding up, and it would appear as if JPM is very, very lenient for reasons we don't know.
Mm-hmm. And the FTC concessions would be August when RC sold. Since he wanted baby, he had to divest because that is another FTC concession to deal with.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to profit directly from a Bed Bath squeeze.
Well, yeah.
Especially given being.
I mean, when I look at it, he came in. I fully believe that he understood he was going to sell in August on the next cycle. When he came in, there was a job to do. He had to shake out management. He had to get some seats on the board, get shit in the right order, and get a plan for baby going. And that's exactly what he did. He knew he was going to exit. Now, JPM brokered that sale. The sale prices, some people say it went private. PitchBook said it went private, but the sale prices don't really add up. Why would anybody want those shares? Unless JPM had a fund under their umbrella that was desperate to survive a potential squeeze. In this case, there was someone against the wall that wanted the share.
How in the hell, in this breath, can he say that Ryan Cohen bought in and knew he was going to exit in August? He knew he was going to exit. They planned that out way before. Okay, watch this shit.
But he knew he was going to leave. I remember the Purple Heart about a week before he dumped it all. He knew what he was about to do to his following. And he knew that it was a longer game. I can't get over the fact that GameStop needs a revenue driver. They need revenue growth, and they don't have that. Even though they're posting great profit right now, you can look at the rev numbers. They're shit. There's no growth. And unfortunately, selling video games is not going to get them there. The NFT market is not a big cash driver at this time.
Yeah.
So they're retail experts, and the glove fits.
Right. And they did mention that they had cash like for some type of merger and acquisition too, and then we never heard about it again.
I mean, Matt told you we're looking for these opportunities, right? And then a year ago, y'all voted on authorized shares for a splivvy, and the second reason for that splivvy was acquisitions.
Carter, I think you're muted.
Also, Gustavo Arnal's sale was planned in April after RC already knew what he wanted to do with the company. So it doesn't become any coincidence that RC chose to sell the same day that Gustavo's sales were already pre-planned to go through.
Because we all knew the cycles. They knew exactly the date that this would happen.
Yeah. So they all knew the cycles. They knew the date they were going to sell. They planned it in April. You all just agreed to say, yep. But this dumb fuck just said that it was an inside deal. They messed up the paperwork on purpose and that they sold for profit. It was a conspiracy for a rug pull. Well, which one is it? The rug pull or a planned sale because they understand the cycles? You fuckers don't get to change the narrative 1 hour later. This is when you can't keep your story straight.
Right. Can I quickly just chime in about, I just want to sort of like talk about the, the mergers type of thing. We talk about the Hudson Bay Capital as a shell company and, how, the Hudson is, will be or used as a, sort of like SPAC. So yeah, we talk about this, but somebody mentioned in my stream, talk about, remember guys last year, Ryan Cohen talks about the, by day it's Ryan Cohen, by night it's like Warren Icahn. And then Warren Buffett in the past, he bought the old company, right? And then he sort of like turned into that, I think he merged with like some private company or something. And anyway, like
this is twice where they referenced tweets. Like they actually referenced tweets, guys. This is the embarrassment that is Bed Bath & Beyond. A Purple Heart, Carl Icahn by day, Warren Buffett by night, whatever the fuck he said. I don't even care how he said it. It's a tweet.
turn into that, where it is now. So, he says this is like, BBY is right now shell company. And a private company, Teddy, as you guys all know, Teddy will acquire BBY, and then they're going to go through like some sort of like a SPAC type of deal, and then basically Teddy is using BBY as a SPAC, and then go to the public because it's taking a lot of time, if they do properly, right? So yeah, he kind of talks about.
Guys, a company like Teddy. Okay, this company that he made and put books out on is not necessarily a blank check company that you would call a SPAC. Blank check companies have money tied to them. It's a fund, okay? So a hedge fund will raise money in a fund. And with that money, they'll list it as a blank check company, and they will take those funds and they will pour them into a company. They'll merge together. The leadership, as they merge, the leadership is the hedge fund and the previous company. It's a SPAC, okay? Now, when they merge, a la HYMC, Highcroft Mining, they changed the name. It's still the same company. But what they do is they entice people to buy their shares at the new share price of $10 a piece. That's where they start. If you go look at HYMC, they went public because that's how you do it. You can go public within 120 days, within 90 days. And when they go public, they cash out again on the company and sell it off. Teddy is not set up that way right now. Teddy is owned by RC Ventures. Teddy, if you know who RC Ventures are, it's one person. I know of numerous SPACs that are waiting to get triggered, waiting to pair up, and they have $800, $900 million. This is not one. Teddy is not one. There are no filings out there. There are no investors out there. There's nothing out there that has been announced. So when you say they're going to merge together, are you telling me Ryan Cohen's going to front the bill to buy Bed Bath & Beyond by himself? How much risk would that be? Why would you buy Bed Bath & Beyond before it goes bankrupt? Nobody would. You want it to go bankrupt. You want everyone to get paid off what they need to, and you want to buy that brand. Sure, let's buy the brand. Or I can just sell products. Why the fuck can't I just sell the same shit they sell? Why? If I have a company that has money. If GameStop wanted to do it that way, you think GameStop has to buy Bed Bath, Bye Baby? You don't think GameStop can just go straight to the vendors and buy the product themselves? They got $1.4 billion. They can integrate that inventory gradually, slowly. No one's in a fucking rush. Certainly not during this economic downtrend. I would rather what? Save my money, position myself for the next deal. Say, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start selling baby products because why? Because Bye Bye Baby went out of business and they're trash. And I'm going to renegotiate a new deal with better margins and a better business plan that scales. This guy talking about GameStop needs a new revenue stream. They make money. You don't need growth. We're not listed as a growth company. We're literally listed as a value company. It's value. You will get growth in due time, but it's value. There's a difference, young man. It was classified differently about 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago. You fucking halfway fans of GameStop make me sick.
about it. And like Roach, do you have any opinions? How this might be possible?
I want to preface first that it may be possible, but this is Kai's theory. We need to preface with that.
This is Kai's theory. Okay.
I'm gonna preface that and say Kai stole that shit from me.
Okay.
Yeah, because he heard it on the PB. No credit to Roach. All credit to
Roach. Okay. So Roach, maybe you can speak about that. Maybe.
So many months ago, before Hudson even entered the picture, we started talking about something called a reverse triangular merger. Basically, when Kasten came in, because we knew he was a SPAC specialist, that idea came forward. We just weren't sure the vehicle in which that would happen, whether it be a GameStop subsidiary, a third-party subsidiary, so on and so forth. It's hard to say. The
last SPAC deal David Kasten did, just so everybody's clear, was a deal with a company where all of their board of directors have ties to Apollo. All of them. I'm sorry. I already spelled it out. I already showed it to you guys. If you don't know that one, go look at Connecting the Dots volume 8 or 9. Maybe it was 11 or 10. I don't remember. No, not 9. I think 9 was the bank. Go look at it, though. Dave Kasten does do deals with SPACs. But who owns the SPAC? Private equity.
Company Hudson set up for the warrant deal was just that. It was for the warrant deal. I don't believe that LLC is going to be the target or where the target lands. However, if you look at the $1 billion we just did with B. Riley, Riley has hundreds of empty shells that are considered quote unquote affiliates. And if you look at the wording in that $1 billion offering, it's essentially wide fucking open. So if it's going to happen through one of Bill Riley's subs. Yeah.
And they also help Redbox and then the support.com M&A too, right?
Yeah, they've done this shit before. If you go look at their subsidiaries, they have a couple dozen SPACs ready to go. They have empty shells. They have financier companies. So very capable company to be able to.
You copy. You're dying to be right about something for once, right? Yeah. So let's be right about this. Chicken Soup for the Soul buys Redbox as SPAC market sputters. Redbox shares tumble after deal struck with huge markdown. Chicken Soup CEO sees Redbox's cash flow machine. Do you know who they did the SPAC deal with? Does anybody know who did this deal? I'll go back to the Google screen so you can see it. Apollo Global Management, one of the largest backers of Redbox, will own roughly 15.2% of the newly combined entity, which is HPS and direct lender to HPS. So who owns it now? Redbox owner to be sold to Apollo Global Management. That was back in 2016. 6 years later, what did they do? They sold it off. They made their money out of the assets. They sucked it all out of there, guys. Oh, you guys are gross. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. B. Riley did this deal. Yeah, B. Riley did this deal. B. Riley's doing that deal. I tried to help. Or do I? So I don't want to be a part of your website there, LA Times. God. How's this stock doing over here? Oh, it's great. 31 cents. Can't go much lower. Yeah. Oh, guys, don't worry. I know the market's closing right now in 12 minutes, but your boy's not going anywhere.
And then, Roach, also
we still got another 2.5 hours of this shit.
Before April 26. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, where we at sitting at right now, I'm just looking at also chart and, MACD and all that stuff. So right now, I feel like we are kind of moving, I don't know, to me, it's very similar to AMC kind of 2021 January kind of setup after their dilution in November and December. And then, right now we're kind of going through that kind of stuff. In my opinion, we could, we're going to see squeeze in end of April, mid-April. So in my chart, next, PP, are you there?
He just went.
Oh, he probably went to washroom. Anyway, so I'll share later. But in my chart, it kind of shows that MACD just turned green in 4 hours. But next Wednesday, we are in my chart, it kind of shows we could see some very aggressive move.
Can you believe it? He actually invited Houston Wade to his channel, and Houston Wade's got 20,000 people. He's got people watching. That's why he had so many people there last night. And you look at this, he has all these failed fucking guys around him, and Houston's right there. Houston's like, what am I doing here, bro? My dog's hungry. I got a National Geographic magazine I got to go jack off to later. What am I doing here, PP? Why do you have me here? And PP just takes off. He just takes off. And there's UCopy looking for some type of relevance. And UCopy, hey, you know what's the thing about UCopy you guys don't understand? I do because I know him. Like I know him like a brother. You copy, you wrong. Whenever he hears somebody agree with him, he's like unreal. He's like, oh my God, you agree? You like he got something right. Watch.
Wednesday, do you think you're gonna see squeeze in the end of April?
That's funny.
Yeah.
So my guy, I got a guy.
Yeah.
He's an options guru.
Right.
He's looking from 10, 11, and 12 for something. Based on some settlement dates. It's funny you say 12. That's just because some ETF garbage. But how far that goes, I don't know. I saw someone ask, why was I bullish for this week? Because I knew we were getting filings this week. But originally there was a funding gap in this week. That funding gap actually got debunked shortly after because there was a grace period. But it doesn't even matter anymore because the warrants got nuked. I would like to. Someone said have the 40 million shares show up. They just sold 40 million shares into the market between the two filings. That could be true. However, kind of stupid considering the price and the amount of ATM room we have. It's also possible that perfs are converting, and there's some linger from the warrants. So it's hard to say. There's no definitive on how the 40 million made it to market yet. So I wouldn't go overboard with that. But yeah, my guy says next week. So there you go.
Okay, so Roach says his guy says next week, and I also think next Wednesday we're going to see massive spike. So I just want to quickly just talk about this right now, where we at. It's very
don't get too excited, you copy. Somebody agreed with you, and you're ready to just keep talking about it. Okay, Roach's guy said it's going to go, and I said it's going to go, so it's going to go. You're both wrong. Where's it going to go? What mo-ass event? You just said it's going to mo-ass at the end of April. Guys, I'm going to push play on this. I got to go do some. I'll be back. How about that?
It's very AMC 2021 January. And then yesterday I posted this on Twitter how we are seeing some sort of a bottom yesterday. But today it looks like, because so the graph, the chart on the right is AMC. And as you can see, when they hit bottom on January 5th, Tuesday exactly, like yesterday, Tuesday, and then they start to, seeing low, basically their bottoms are kind of increasing, right? Their bottoms are, going up. So it's kind of create that, this thing until next week, right? So anyway, so I copied this chart and then just put it on the BBBY. And it's a very interesting thing, and then the Roach also mentioned that, something's happening next week. I also see that, I was expecting similar move, but we drop a bit, but if we go back up, so I'm seeing this kind of circular movement, this, making this kind of type of circle until next Wednesday or next Tuesday. And then in my chart, I also see a massive movement starts next Wednesday. And as you guys know, CPI data is coming out in the morning, 8:30. I don't know if that will impact the thing, but also, Roach talks about his option guy, something is expiring. So maybe that could drive the price. And there are going to be some pullback. Maybe I'm just going to bring this highlights.
Wait, what did you? I wasn't here for what Roach said. Why would it run up, Roach?
It's really challenging to do any sort of TA on a stock like this, especially when it's trading in the 30s. I don't know if we should honestly be doing this when, at this point, if we're going to go up, it's going to be an announcement.
But you guys know earnings is coming up next week as well, right?
Yeah, so let's do some ABC tinfoil here. I love tinfoil, and I just want to kind of throw into the discussion that, think about it, I think we're very, very close. Roach, you see a possible, or one of your guys see something possibly next week. I'm going to put this out there. Again, it's very tinfoil-ish, but I mean, Carter and I were also exploring this morning. We're very, very close. We have this upcoming vote scheduled for May 9th. We had that threat of bankruptcy for April 26th. What if, speculative-wise, that this was all put off in the far distance to continue the shorts and the naked and the synthetics? And think about it. RC, and again, I'm not bringing religion into the picture here, but these guys are both Jewish. Both ICANN and RC are Jewish. Passover starts tomorrow. If they were to give an announcement tomorrow, that would give the whole weekend in terms of people. And then in terms of time frame, in terms of physical squeeze, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks. And then we hit that options chart. Again, I'm just throwing that out there because we have nothing else to go on. We've got all these different filings. Everybody's all over the map. Let's just throw some more into the party here.
ABC, hold up. Don't you owe me an ass tattoo?
Not specifically you, Roach, but I'll be sure to take a picture of it and send it in the email, bro.
Thank you.
All right, hold on. I got a question for Roach, and then I want to ask Houston something. Roach, so based off what? Because I wasn't sitting here when I got up and left. Based off what would this stock start to run up in terms of options?
First of all, I can't take credit. Shout out.
I think I have the settlement date thing that.
There you go. PPCs wants to know based off of what this options are going to take off, because his degenerate fucking self wants to go ahead and buy some calls or do something stupid. These guys do not buy shares. They buy calls. That's it. Buying shares means that you believe in the company. Buying calls means you're a gambler. Flat out. Because they're not exercising their calls. Oh, hell no.
Shout out to Rocket Randall.
Rocket Randall, man. Give some
my options guy. He's a smart cat.
And what did he say?
I believe it's like an OPEX settlement. Some obligations that didn't get settled in February.
Okay. And that could be the cause of why we have some price movement.
That's been all of these cycles all along.
Oh, you mean the 5.5, like the 5 month cycles is what you're talking about?
Yeah, and the stuff in between, the bumps in between. It's all cycles around how much they can borrow out of ETFs. And if you'll notice, what we've been price action's been doing is like we've been riding up after hours and riding up pre-market just to backfill hard as fuck all day. That is liquidity hunting 101. Right. That's how you wash as many shares as you possibly can. You shake out as much as you can. You always make it look like shit, but you get a broad price range movement on the bottom. Yeah.
So like even to get back to like
look at ABC this whole time. ABC is like, oh my investment. Oh my God, it's all gone. And you copy. He looks like a grown 3-year-old. This baby-faced assassin. And Carter. Carter, did you clean your room? Did you clean your room? What do you want for dinner, Carter? I just want some a hot dog and some chicken nuggets, Mom. Don't forget the ketchup.
$3, $4, $5, that's going to require like a crazy percentage type of run, man. I mean, you know, even if we get another cycle and it's 600% only puts us at like 240. So,
I mean, I'll fucking take it.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people who bought in fucking. What about people who bought in?
You're welcome, brother. I appreciate you for listening this long. I know it's hard. Trust me, it's hard for me to listen to it twice now. I listened to it yesterday while I was cutting the grass, and I didn't react too much because I was just laughing the whole time. Cutting the grass like this, guys. Oh, shit. This motherfucker right here. He said what? What did he say? No, babe, I'm good. No, I have my headphones on. I'm just cutting the grass. You see me working? You see me sweating, right? I'm not enjoying this. I promise you. Hey, Elmo, check this shit out. I got the track, bro. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Seeds. I had the whole song last night. I was grooving, bros. I was grooving to this shit. The minute this stream finished, I was like, is it over? Oh, thank God. Guys, I'm not going to be here forever. I'm lying. I'm going to be leaving like right now in a little bit, like in 30 minutes, not even that. I don't know. Man, at one point or another, I'm going to cut this shit off.
19, man. The $20 a share. What the fuck happens to them, man? They're fucked. You know? Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. That's why I think what happens to those guys? Those guys that bought in
type of run, man. I mean, you know, even if we get another cycle and it's 600% only puts us at like 240. So,
$2.40 at 600%. It's even worse than that right now today. You're not going anywhere. Even if it goes up 600%, you're still below $2. You're fucked.
Fucking take it.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people who bought in fucking. What about people who bought in at 19, man? The $20 a share. What the fuck happens to them, man?
They're fucked.
You know? Jesus Christ, man.
That's why I think if a reverse split happens, the shareholders that Sue was talking about this morning in the press release for the vendor consignment would just be like an insult to everything. You know, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I guess we can't really gauge how hard of a squeeze comes out of this. Houston Wade, man, want to ask you some questions. What do you think about all this stuff? Is this the stuff that we're kind of discussing? Is this some of the stuff that you've been reading about as well? Or what are you thinking, man?
I mean, no, you're talking about a lot of things that I've not seen come across any of my media streams.
Sure.
The reason why you don't see the things come across your media screens, because you don't watch the Marantz Rantz, do you? Oh, what's going on? I know you watch Connecting the Dots. Are you serious? Loser.
I think that like there's the T35 cycles with naked sales and trying to cover those positions in time without a lot of times it's done through swaps and all sorts of weird things that they do. So yeah, there's the OPEC cycles. They hit when the stock is this low. I don't think they hit as hard. Like you're saying, it takes a lot to pump this thing up several 100% when it's this low. And what hit for similar meme stocks before was just a volume of buying from retail. And right now, I don't think they got the cash or the
did you see today? It was 90% buys.
Why the hell would they say retail doesn't have enough money to move this? No, retail might be too smart to move this. It's 29 cents. Everybody has that. But we're all holding GameStop. We're not holding this shit. Get your shit right. And Houston, retail doesn't move markets anyway. Stop the fucking lies.
Call ratio was like 97% last week. It's crazy. So there's a lot of people who are super bullish who think something weird is going to happen. And I think it's all based upon the rumors and innuendo coming out of RC and ICANN. So, fingers crossed. That's where I am. I'm just at 19, 20 or 30.
I was just going to say, I have a question for you, Houston. What do you think about a generally still elevated cost to borrow and still hitting reg show nightly, even though we've undergone like a 4 or 5x solution.
Well, I mean there's someone buying.
To me, that seems like extroverted preferreds.
These guys are stupid. Not only did it fall off a reg show last night like it should have, like it would, they're going to talk about some bullshit right now for the next whatever. I don't even care. This is where I leave because this is a boring part right here. It's a whole what if they do this? What if they do that? Well, yeah, what if? And Houston is so boring. Oh my God. I want to bang my head on the concrete just hearing them. Oh.
Yeah, it might be converted, but a lot of times those converted shares, if they're coming from their loans, they usually announce like, hey, these bonds have converted, and those usually triggered at a certain price point. And I don't think we've hit anywhere near price points trigger that stuff since August. I am curious who's buying, and being on reg show is showing us that they're selling a bunch of shares that don't exist somehow. And if there is dilution, how are they doing that? Like how many shares?
Well, if there's dilution, why the fuck are they running on reg show 62 days is my question.
Exactly. Yeah.
How is that even possible? Because look, they don't want regulators looking at this. Okay.
Did you say how is that possible? PP, what do you mean how is that possible? Do you know the plumbings of the market? Do you understand all that? And once again, why are you worried about FTDs and reg show? Why are you worried about anything other than the till? You know that thing that makes money where you take in money and you give out change? That's where this company needs to be worried. Not fucking reg show. You don't know how to invest. You definitely don't know how to evaluate a company, and you're buried and you lost. You know what you have to your name, tied to your name? 0-1. This is the only stock I ever heard you talk about. Yeah, you talk about what? Nothing. You don't know shit. So 0-1 is your record right now. And my record's like 15-0. It might be 16. It might be 16. I don't know. I got to get going.
When they're on reg show for this long, you start to get the attention of regulators. That's not what they want. They want to short it and Bolivia and do all this illegal stuff.
Yeah, they're worried about regulators, bro. That's what they're worried about. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's going on with that stock over there? Oh, they're in bankruptcy. Oh, okay. Then let's not worry about them.
They can be on reg show for a certain amount of time, but once you start running a long period of time, they don't want the regulators to take a second look at it. So it's like, it's just my opinion. It's like, it's very odd, why the stock would still be on reg show. If there was any form of dilution, they would have had plenty of shares just to get right off of reg show. There you go.
Doing 100 million plus in volume and not able to clear like 2-3 million FTDs is strange.
Very. So I don't have an answer for that. I have no idea how or why it's happening and who is doing the buying that is resulting in them need to print more of these shares that they can't deliver. I don't know where it's coming from.
We know.
I heard it was UCopy buying all the shares.
I heard it was ABC.
I will say, like the Fidelity buy ratio, that's one of the highest I've ever seen. I very rarely have I ever seen 90 plus, like the 91s and 92s we're getting.
Yeah,
that's very rare.
The fuck is he talking about? Very rare. GameStop did it for like a whole year. A whole year they were over 80, hitting 90s plenty of times. You guys are oblivious. You guys don't check shit. You guys only look at your stock. This is gross.
It's great shit, man. P, we have whatever's on the screen here.
Roach.
So, yeah.
So is this what your guy is looking at, Roach? The settlement dates for like the 317 and that window?
He doesn't show me things, he just talks to me.
Okay, well, I think this is what he must be looking at because you have settlement date for ETFs, fucking index futures, index options.
April 12th is on there, right?
Right. But what I'm saying is it's the window for the 317, the quarterlies, right? That's the window he's talking about. This calendar is what's relevant to the coming couple of weeks here. Because we're looking at this stuff, right? 417, 410. Right.
Yeah, it's very likely this is what he's talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
And don't forget the swaps are due. The swaps are due March 29th plus 10 days, which brings us to April 10th.
Right. That's what I'm trying to refer to is like swaps, futures, whatever.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do. Here's the date. Here's the time. Let's get it.
You just drop the file on that on March 20th.
No, but these are something you can use to trade fucking index options too. Like if you want to trade options on the SPY, some of these dates can be very helpful.
I have like one more question for you, Houston, if you don't mind.
Just wait on me. I'm here for to go.
Just a ton of questions. What do you think about the potential? And this is a hypothetical, but if you had a naked short basket like the one that's been widely theorized, if you were holding a naked short against GameStop and a naked short against Bed Bath, and the one against Bed Bath is doing really fucking well for you.
Oh yeah, they shorted down 97%.
Just shut up. I'm done. All right, guys, I'm done with that show. I listened to it long enough. It was hard for me, man. There's more to it a little bit later. They just keep talking bullshit. As you guys can see, I can answer any question they have, the questions they don't know about. I went ahead and researched it right in front of you. If they never watch this, then they'll never know why they lost all their money. But they're definitely going to lose all their money. It's a terrible company to own. But more so than that, I showed you what they're doing to the stock right now. Literally right now, and how they're doing it, and how they're connected. SuGov has done this before with Golfsmith, Apollo Run Companies, Freshmark, Catalyst Group, tied to Hudson Bay, the company. Hudson Bay Capital is previously owned Linens and Things with Apollo and Gordon Brothers, who is Hilco Company, who are the parent company to Restore. If you don't know how they divvy up these assets, I'm telling you how they do it, and they're doing it. I'm here, and I'm queer. I'm so happy to see you guys again. Oh, baby. I got to stretch. That was a long show. That was 3.5 hours of bullshit by those idiots and me debunking some shit. But if you saw the beginning of the show, great. You got the DD front, forward, and backwards. This is the longest, and I will be changing up the thumbnail. I'll be making everything. I'm going to clip it. I have to record this show just in case somebody tries to destroy it. I want you guys to know this is the truth. It's GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm still here, millionaires, and I always will be. You know where to find me. You know where I live. Let's get it. Peace.
Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Kenny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC or Superposition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz